Forces, right, thank you. 2024, a dollar to a cedi is 15 Ghana cedis. About 15 Ghana cedis. Okay, over 15 Ghana cedis, thank you. How do I explain this to my mother, a cocoa seller, that in 2014, the fundamentals were weak. In 2024, where a dollar is now 15 cedis, the fundamentals are not weak, but the prices of goods and services are high today. Thank you.
So the other question, the nice one Vanessa was asking, if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you, which is a truism. It was true then, and it's still true today. It's an economic truism that once the fundamentals weaken, you will see the impact on the exchange rate fundamentally. And when we talk about many of these fundamentals, you're talking about the GDP growth rate, you're talking about the fiscal balance, you're talking about the exchange, the reserves, level of the reserves that you have, inflation, and so on. When we came into office, during the first term before we hit COVID, between 2017 and 2019, you saw the fundamentals pretty much strengthening by all accounts. And the exchange rate depreciated in those 3 years by less than 5%. That was the lowest depreciation in the currency for 28 years. 28 years. That was the lowest depreciation of the currency. I think we went up, even after COVID, we didn't get that high a depreciation. But the biggest shock for the economy came in 2022. All hell was breaking loose in 2022. Inflation, 54% as at November 2022. Exchange rate had depreciated 54%. And of course, you could look at the fundamentals were in trouble at that time. You saw the fiscal deficit going up, you saw inflation going up, growth declining. And so for me, it wasn't surprising, if it was shocking, the extent to which the exchange rate went. So the point that we are making is that once the fundamentals weaken, you will get it shown in the exchange rate. And this is why we have seen that recently, even though we were depreciating in November at 54%, this year the depreciation has been 18.6% so far, right? We're looking at about 18.6%. So you are looking at a situation this year. Why is the depreciation lower? Because the fundamentals have strengthened. Fiscal deficit is under 5%. We are running a primary surplus. Growth has gone up first quarter to 4.7%, higher than projected. The reserves are increasing, and the Gold for Oil program is helping. So as the fundamentals and inflation today is around 20%, so there's been a strengthening of the fundamentals, and you've also seen more relative exchange rate stability. In all of this, and I want you to take this away. When I look at what was happening in 2022, the 54% depreciation of the cedi, it was very scary. In fact, in 2022, this economy was on the verge of collapse, because you saw our reserves declining very steeply. The exchange rate was blowing up, inflation was up, and my worry at that time, frankly, was that I could see this country moving towards Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka was what was clearly in my mind at that time, because you saw protests in Sri Lanka. They had no fuel. Dumsor was there. And when you saw the way our reserves were moving in 2022, we were heading right in that direction, that we were going to get queues on the street. We couldn't buy fuel. We couldn't pay for so many things. And it was in that context that I came up with two policies. One was the gold for oil policy and the gold purchase program of the Bank of Ghana. Because when I looked at it, you know, sometimes when they say necessity is the mother of invention, because when I looked at it, we were headed for disaster, you know. But I made the case. I looked at the numbers, and I said, well, how are we going to get foreign exchange to buy fuel? It is declining reserves. And then I looked at gold. I said, let's take a look at gold. I looked at the reserves of gold that we had, and it was 8.7 tons. 8.7. That is from independence to 2022. Our gold reserves were 8.7 tons. 8.7. I mean, when you look at the U.S., they had 8,000 tons in gold reserves. The U.K., Germany, France, you know, all above 2,000, 3,000 tons. And Ghana, the largest gold producer in Africa, had 8.7 tons. So I said, this is something that we need to change. And so Ghana needs to start, because the thing about gold for us is that we don't have to export anything to get gold. If we have cedis, we'll buy gold right here locally. So we can use our cedis to buy gold without needing to export cocoa or oil or diamonds or timber. We just buy the gold locally. What we have that many countries don't have. It's just something that many countries don't have that opportunity to do so. So I then came up with the idea that let's do, instead of, since we don't have forex at the bank to pay for oil, let's use gold. And therefore we went into this gold for oil and gold purchase program for reserves. And what is very, very interesting, frankly, without this gold for oil, the gold purchase program, this economy would have collapsed. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind. Why do I say so? In the last couple of years, Bank of Ghana under the gold purchase program has been able to buy $5 billion of gold. $5 billion of gold. Think about it. We've gone to the IMF to look for $3 billion, which is going to be paid over 3 years. And this is why we are going through. But locally, we've been able to buy $5 billion. And this is why there are no queues for petrol. This is why Dumsor has not happened in Ghana. Because otherwise, where would you have gotten $5 billion from your reserves? Where would you have gotten $5 billion from your reserves to keep up all the payments you needed to make? So that has been, for us, the game changer. And so the pilot that we are seeing with the gold purchase program and the gold for oil program, I want to institutionalize it going forward. And this is why, by the grace of God, when I am president next year, we are going to institutionalize this. Someone asked me, oh, why is it that the French West African countries have not seen depreciations in their currency? Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, and all of these. I said, well, they are anchored The currency is anchored to the euro through the French franc. So they are anchored. Unfortunately for Ghana, we don't have an anchor. There is no anchor for the cedi. So what I am going to introduce, what I want to institutionalize, is something that we have learned from this crisis. You will not find it in any textbook. Maybe some people will now write it in a textbook. But you won't find it in a textbook. It's not in a textbook. So what I'm going to do is fairly simple, as I said, but we have had to learn about it. Because what we are going to do is to say that if you want foreign exchange, and we've tried it already, the pilot, with some of the big companies. One big company had 3.1 billion Ghana cedis. They wanted to externalize 3.1 billion Ghana cedis. And they were looking for foreign exchange. Can you imagine the impact on our market? If someone comes out with 3.1 billion cedis looking for dollars. So they were trying to talk to the bank and all of that. So their chairman flew into the country and came to see me and said, we are having these problems and we have to externalize our dividends and all of that. We have 3.1 billion and we are looking for dollars. So looking for dollars from all the banks and all of that. I listened to them and then I asked, will you take gold? They said, oh sure, gold is forex. That is not a problem. So I called the governor and said, look, why don't we put this 3.1 billion through the gold purchase program? And guess what? It was done virtually overnight. And their money was given to them. So essentially, what we're saying is that the demand for the dollars, you bring your cedis, we have the gold. There's no doubt. I mean, the gold is there. I mean, we have 5 billion ounces, even not yet explored, as the Geological Survey Authority has told us. That's $10 trillion. Right? So bring your cedis, we buy the gold, give you your forex. It's that simple. So your demand for the forex will be met by an equal supply of gold, and Ghana will see stability of the currency long term. So we're looking for a simple solution to a long-term stability for the cedi. And that is what we are bringing in, and that is what is happening. What I'll tell you, and I'm sure maybe some of you have heard, is that other countries have started coming to Ghana to learn about our gold purchase program. Yeah, other countries have started coming. The Bank of Ghana is inundated with requests for people to come and learn. As I said, this is not in textbooks, but this is what we are doing. So I think that the fundamentals ultimately has an impact on the exchange rate, but the crisis that we have gone through has now made us to think a bit outside the box and bring in this new solution. When it comes to corruption, I believe that we should stop corruption ex ante. That is before it happens, rather than deal with it ex post after it happens. That we should look at, and this is why I believe that digitalization holds the key to dealing with corruption. And why do I say so? When I look at the impact of the Ghana card on the public sector payroll, it gives me a lot of confidence that we are on the right path to deal with corruption ex ante. The Ghana card provides unique identity backed by fingerprints for every adult Ghanaian so far. We've issued 18 million Ghana cards. And so when we look at SNIT, for example, when they went through their pensioner payroll and tried to make sure that everybody had a unique identity on the payroll, they found out 29,000 ghost pensioners just because of the Ghana card. And that saved SSNIT almost 400 million Ghana cedis from the 29,000. National Service Secretariat found 44,000 ghost service personnel, savings of over 350 million. And using digitalization in the Ghana card, we've been able to eliminate all ghost workers on the Controller and Accountant General payroll. And that is a major advancement in the fight against corruption, because these are things that have been there for a very, very long time. But digitalization is helping us to deal with it. What is clear, I don't have to go through every sector. The data, for me, I speak only with data. The data is very, very clear that we have our government. We have outperformed the government of former President Mahama in the management of the economy in virtually every sector.
When asked why significant tax reforms such as import duty reductions being proposed in the manifesto of the MPP flag bearer could not be implemented under the Akufo-Addo-led administration, Dr. Bawumia said there is little he could do as vice president.
Even President Mahama, former president, who was president, I'm only vice, but he was president. Why didn't he do everything then? I mean, why is he that? He had full authority. I don't have full authority. The budget that has gone to Parliament, which has been passed, not my budget. Is it my budget? It's not my budget. Budget goes in the name of the president. It doesn't go in the name of the vice president. But when you have to think about what new do you want to do, you come up with new ideas.
He said while no government has been able to achieve 100% implementation of their manifesto promises, the MPP has a good track record against the NDC.
In terms of honoring our promises, we've done some work to look at our 2016 manifesto, what proportion of those promises we've honored, and it has been 83% of the 2016 manifesto has been honored, 83%. And then when you look at the 2020 manifesto, 2020, even in the midst of all these crises, we are fulfilling, or we fulfilled 80% of our 2020 manifesto. My opponent in his 2012 manifesto, when he became president, he's only fulfilled 28%. We've done the numbers. 28% of his 2012 manifesto. The issue with my opponent, who is a former president, is that he cannot point to one social intervention, one. So we have more credibility, and I think the people of Ghana can trust us. Where when it comes to dealing with hardships, we are always front and center.
One, we'll put in place a robust code of conduct and standards for all government officials in line with the principles of ethical leadership, modesty, humility, integrity, and accountability. We will nominate all our cabinet ministers for parliamentary approval within the first 14 days in office. We would have named all our cabinet ministers. We will constitute the leanest and most efficient government in the history of the Fourth Republic in the first 90 days in office. We will hold a national economic dialogue to discuss the true state of the economy and prepare a homegrown fiscal consolidation program to guide the budget. Number 5, we will commence the drafting of needed legal amendments and preparation for the implementation of the 24-hour economy policy under the office of the President. Number 6, we will establish an accelerated Export Development Council, which I will personally chair, to promote exports as part of a broader strategy for economic transformation. Number 7, we will convene a national consultative conference on education with CHAS, NAGRAT, NAT, CCT, NAPS, CETAG, Vice Chancellors Ghana, PRINCOF, TEWU, UTAG, PTAs, students, think tanks, academia, parents, and other stakeholders to build consensus on the improvement of our education sector, including the free SHS. Number 8, we'll scrap the following draconian taxes to alleviate hardship and ease the high cost of doing business in our first 90 days in office. 1, e-levy. 2, COVID levy. 3, betting tax. 4, emissions levy. And we'll review taxes and levies on vehicles and equipment imported into the country for industrial and agricultural purposes. 9, we'll introduce the no academic fee stress policy for all first-year students in public tertiary educational institutions, in universities, in technical universities, in polytechnics, colleges of education, nursing training institutions, under our no fee stress initiative. We will budget for this, and the money will be given to the Student Loan Trust. It will register all the level 100 students, and it will pay the money to their universities on their behalf so that they don't have to go and pay anything. It will be a grant. It's not be a loan. It will be a grant, so they don't have to pay for it. 10, we'll introduce the following social intervention policies. 1, free tertiary education for persons with disability. The Ghana Medical Care Trust Fund, which will be a fund that will help the treatment of kidney ailments, hypertension, heart disease, high blood pressure, and all those kinds of things. We'll commence within 120 days the distribution of free sanitary pads to female students in basic and secondary schools. 11, we will institute inquiries or forensic audits into the following matters of public interest. 1, MPP's collapse of indigenous Ghanaian banks and financial institutions at a supposed cost of 25 billion Ghana cedis. We will institute an audit into the illegal printing of money by the Bank of Ghana to finance the corrupt Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration. We will investigate the 58 million National Cathedral scandal. We will investigate the COVID-19 expenditure scandal. We will investigate corruption scandals including the PDS, Ejapa, SML, ambulance spare parts, 13th African, All-African Games, SkyTrain, Kwalugu Dam, mass sets, Galamsey fraud, missing excavators, missing tricycles, illegal and inflated single source contracts, bus scandals, and many others. We institute a government policy banning all political appointees and politically exposed persons from buying any state assets. We will allocate seed money within 120 days for the establishment of the Women's Development Bank to support women-owned and women-led businesses. We will launch the following priority job creation programs in the budget. The first is Ejumawura, that is the entrepreneurial project to promote 10,000 young entrepreneurs and mentor them. The 1 million coders program will roll out a Made in Ghana agenda to promote the production and consumption of locally produced goods, particularly through leveraging of government spending power.
Nami a co-driver, Professor Mills A. Tukwanya, on Jean Nechi, because when he said driver, or minor sano, or your licensed driver who name driving, or wait me driving here. Said driver, now all driving or minor.
I was a co-driver for Prof. Mills, but he didn't get worried when he had to travel and leave his affairs to me. This
that embassy factory no so if he say Abrofoka say
register we were given as a party has been bloated by 3,017 3017 when compared with the EC's total transfers per their own daily printout. This is very shocking. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, another shocking revelation detected during our audit was that a huge number of 3,868 voters, that number was transferred out of the constituency, while the total figure of the absent list collected from the EC's personnel from the field by our election committee was 3039, a difference of 829 voters, that is 829, were not on their exhibited register but can be found on the EC's register given to the NDC. This is worrying, very disappointing on the part of the Commission and their collaborators. In fact, if this is an error, then we wish to say without equivocation that it is a deliberate error and very intentional. Our brothers and sisters from the media, after detecting these suspicious figures and discrepancies, the executives of the NDC in the AEE, that is Ejumaku-Enyia-Esiam constituency, met with the district director of the Electoral Commission to ascertain the reasons for this mess. And it will interest you to know that the EC boss in the Ejumaku-Enyia-Esiam district, after agreeing with our figures, only promised to report the anomaly to their national headquarters, since she claims she does not know how that bloated figure came about. We in the NDC here in Ejumaku-Enyia-Esiam do not take this weak response lightly. We are by this press conference calling on the EC boss, Mrs. Jen Mensah, to immediately delete all the 3,017 voters, 3017 unlawfully transferred voters into the Ejumaku-Enyia-Esiam constituency. We are again demanding an urgent explanation as to how the EC gave us copies of the register exhibited, a completely different one during their just ended exhibition exercise. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our firm belief that the EC created this mess in our voter roll only as an attempt to help the ruling party rig the upcoming elections. But we are by this release sounding a strong warning, a very, very strong warning to the Jen Mensah-led EC and their collaborators that we will resist every attempt by any means possible to prevent them from achieving their ringing agenda.
Yeah. What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our job, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
Right, hello, good morning and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Friday, the 30th day of August 2024. By His grace, we're live and we're here. We're yet another edition of the show. Our gratitude to go to Most High God for the rare privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making the rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly, but let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. Government releases 700 million cedis bailout funds to pay defunct financial institution customers. 2 carjackers jailed 80 years, 3 others also sentenced. Cape Coast ready for biggest ever fit to Afasha. Yes. This is definitely going to be the biggest, and we're all going to be there, so you need to be there. Back to the motherland. Provide funding sources for promises. Chachuchi Kata tells political parties. The Ghanaian Times. Update on banking sector cleanup. Government to pay 700 million cedis to customers as first tranche of 1.5 million cedis to bail out asset management companies. Finance Minister. 2 banks commit 1.9 billion cedis to SMEs development. Dr. Amo announces. Madina Adenta foot bridges 10 wide elephants. Pedestrians abandon them, prefer to cross busy highway. Mixed reactions greet ban on export of grains to curb looming food crisis. Daily Guide. 3 serial carjackers jailed 345 years. Churches, others to get import tax waiver VIP. Women MPs condemn John Dumelo's malicious attack. Kaya praised Bawumia's empowerment initiative. Bank of Ghana clarifies Liberia currency transfer agreement. New Weekend Crusading Guide. Reagan election not in MPP's DNA. President Akufo-Addo assures, I came out of a peaceful election and I'll live in a peaceful election. During an Orlando Blues, multiple police reports nail Akwanya and Maria Hine. You're not alone in your cancer fight. U.S. Army veteran Agivet Jackson. Government rolls out drip in Northeast region. Bawumia electrifies Abetifi in Praiso constituencies. Bank of Ghana exposed Okujeto Ablakwa for misinforming public about transfer to Liberian Central Bank. Contractor accuses Busa South DC of withholding his money. The Insight. Alan Chirematin shakes Accra with a Afrafranto movement. 2024 election register bloated with 50,000 ghost names, multiple registrants, others, says NDC. Failure to pay severance benefits. Please beg export workers to hold on with all die be died demo against GPHA. Group backs Bahamas Operation Recover or Loot initiative. Be circumspect in dealing with large chieftaincy matters. Abese La Donting Manche Edge Chiefs. The Informer, Mahama afraid of bad record, says Bawumia challenges him to debate. And Mahama wept over DMB media encounter. Reciprocate government gesture, NAPO appeals to Afram Plains. Of misinformation and disinformation, youth urged to desist from hate speech towards addressing terrorism and coups. ECOWAS standby force crucial, Akufo-Addo. Government inaction, cause of rampant strikes, teacher union. The Inquisitor. 13 Africa Games expenditure, CSO runs to OSP. IGP meets Grace Minta. Konfanoche Teaching Hospital CEO on urgent need of 25 additional dialysis machines. And good morning to you, Professor Ochri Adai Mensah. In the midst of all the difficulties, you're doing quite a great job. NDC's reset agenda is dangerous. Napo, Mahama unhappy with EC's poor work. The Herald. John Dumelo falls into NPP's Lydia Al-Hassan's widow trap as murder accusations take over Ayawaso West Wuogon campaign. Finance Minister disputes Cocoa Board self-financing plan. GGA President urges protection for journalists ahead of 2024 elections. In price were Betifi Ebuakwa mob Baumia on Eastern Regional campaign. NDC demands apology from ICGC pastor in quotes Atachia over derogatory Mahama comment. The Daily Statesman. Rigging not part of MPP. President assures free fair elections. Processes begin for 2024 school selection. Napo questions Mahama's job promises. Kwewu reaffirms loyalty to NPP. Headquarters pledge support for Baumia. The New Finder. 700 million cedis released to SEC to pay customers of collapsed fund management companies. Gold for oil policy needs reform. Dr. Esiama. Government to launch Eurobond debt exchange next week. Daily Post. 50,000 dead persons, illegal transfers in voters register. NDC discovers. Edem Agbana set to launch campaign on Sunday. Targets over 95% for Mahama. Asir Nketia warns security officers against taking lives of electorates. Business and Financial Times. Ministry of Finance releases 700 million cedis in asset management bailout. UBA is the most sustainable bank of the year 2024. Standard Chartered pays dividend of 397 million cedis, delivers strong, safe and sustainable returns to shareholders. Processes not banks to supplement syndicated loan, a Greek minister. The Catholic Standard. Cardinal Texin urges priests to uphold holiness and faithfulness. Be true to yourself, Bishop Afuakwa to seminarians. Catholic Hospital in Ghana to train doctors. Editorial, addressing challenges of renal treatment in Ghana. And that's about it for the front pages. We'll be back shortly.
She's coming. She's coming.
Oh, it's in. Right now we see so. Boss, let's go back. Here. Take this.
She's coming.
I know. Go to the pharmacy now.
She's coming. Oh. She's here.
Pay faster, pay safer, and pay easy with Momo app. Download now and pay with the QR code, merchant ID, and so much more.
In today's modern world, stairs are a challenge, especially for our elderly and those with health concerns. Navigating them can be difficult and even dangerous, but there's a safer way to move vertically. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, your answer to a more accessible and secure vertical transportation. Our elevators and escalators, including top-of-the-line pneumatic vacuum elevators, Fuji elevators and escalators, offer a safer and more convenient alternative, eliminating the risks of stairs and enhancing accessibility for homes, businesses, and hospitals. Choose safety and convenience with Lifts and Elevators Limited Company. Elevate your spaces today. For more information, visit our website at www.elevatorsgh.org or call now on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, the elevator people.
customer. Adana, who say?
Malaria been actually me, man. No more brand, man. Still.
Ah, one of them give us.
Give us a solid.
Yeah. Sorry. What rest of so give us here and turn down.
But over that song. But for me to give us the and turn down.
Give us about me, sir.
Me patron the and turn down.
Customer. Give us that turn down.
Onuya kayo oba wa fa fronnom de o ma no banu fronnom akwada wa ni mfie dumie no ono nso no.
Choose the perfect prize for you every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes, all to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fair missy way.
Repacho Bantama.
Machasi.
It's her smile, the fresh breath.
Me, Gidi said we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind. Cal 360 toothpaste.
That's Kia. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector. Onim Jom Kasan. Kile Hossein.
Cal 360 better one. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
And you will so feeling to when you know Cal 360 toothpaste. Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Now let me tell you why you should choose Safari Valley as your conference destination.
The new conference building combines modern amenities with the tranquility of nature, providing the perfect backdrop for your next seminar and corporate retreat.
The only conference destination with so many activities. You don't have to travel to visit your tennis club, the gym, or the stables. They have it all.
Enjoy this rooftop viewing deck, basking in the sunlight with the sight of wild animals roaming freely in their natural habitat.
At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
It's a unique experience that sparks creativity and rejuvenates the mind.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Hello, my name is Roland Walker. I'm here at Coastal Park. It's one of the many courts belonging to estate masters, and they are into service plots, property management, and luxury homes. And just in case you want to make that decision to invest into a landed property, estate masters is the right choice to make. If it is from an indenture, a site plan, you want it also barcoded, all is available. You might have heard about Chopoli. It's where we have the next cottage of estate masters. It is not only one of the thriving, but the most inviting landed property site for you also to invest in. We encourage you to invest in the next cottage at Chopoli. It is just close to the yet to be demarcated airport. That also will be a valuable property for you to invest in.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luckiest everywhere.
8K. Hey, you get an 8K. Get packing so you have to one lie. Hey, wait.
You can put it on his tab. This is my man. Good
luck. Hey, go bill radio. We are star 712. It's much more phone. I'm on dialing the magic numbers. Star 712. Now welcome to the luckiest. And now with me at home ticket. You can buy for yourself or your loved one.
Mommy, tell mommy who's here.
You're buying for me, right?
Or who else?
Let's
choose buy tickets for others.
Love you, boo boo.
No, maybe straight to option 4. Now we try. You need to buy tickets worth 50 Ghana to qualify. Yes, you can buy random or preferred tickets. I'm choosing random tickets. Listen, if you buy the random ticket, the system chooses a random number for you. But if you buy the preferred, you get to input your own preferred 5 digits. 5.
Baby, give me your 5 numbers.
And how much are we buying?
Babe, look at the body and buy you.
With your body, Hey, there we are. Tread cautiously. Now follow the prompts and prepare. Now the luckiest.
The Luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. TNCs apply.
Cratchy, unemu bua unkoisha Dr. Ban uye denwa.
Oh, Mr. Yamfani call me buru.
Ayi mami do buru. Ni atele be ko. Bra, mumi Yamfani call Dr. Ban ho. Dr. Ban o ya de. Bra, se bonu no mpemu adwuma sasabro slow Dr. Ban o ye.
Hey, let me call na meka. Oh, no mpemu nimdi onu na ye expect nya zanfo no. O akra any Kumasi no mpemu expect yen kan kire.
Hello Ghana, the biggest talent show is about to hit your screens. Are you talented and want to show? Then this is your time. Maybe you are a singer, rapper, magician, comedian, an instrumentalist, or have any other talent worth showing. Then register now and be a part of amazing talent reality show. Call 0598-280-115 to register now. Audition is free. Audition is on the 7th September 2024 at Cockdam Hotel, Achimota. Amazing talent. Talent speaks louder.
More than 80% of global trade is carried by sea. Most of the products we consume daily travel through ports, making them a key link in the global supply chain. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority is committed to ensuring the enhancement, resilience and sustainability of port infrastructure and maritime trade. Get to know which vessel is bringing your goods, how much duty you are required to pay and how quickly you can clear your goods from the ports of Ghana. We ask the relevant questions and elicit responses from the appropriate authorities. We interact with you via our social media platforms and put your queries across to the expert. Iron Port shows this and every Sunday live on Metro TV at 5:30 p.m. Iron Port is proudly brought to you by and powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Iron Port, transparency in doing business and building nation.
The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step.
The journey continues, but becoming that phenomenal lady doesn't happen in a day.
It takes courage and refusing to settle for less.
This season, on the PL show, it gets much more diverse.
Engaging and impactful. This is the PL show.
We paint the perfect picture of pain, sleepless nights, hard work, and of course, the ultimate breathtaking view from the mountaintop, success.
Successful ladies from all walks of life doing amazing things and positively effective change in their respective fields.
And as you know, we share all these with you, our ardent follower, to help you navigate that journey and also come out strong and phenomenal.
This is the PL show.
It's brought to you by Kel Charcoal, Kel 360 and Kel Kids Toothpaste.
Kel, happy smile.
They don't have any sense of vision, all right? It's just all about them.
We live in a society where politics tends to permeate everything.
Is there not a need to empower the individuals?
After insightful previous seasons, the new season of your favorite leadership education TV program,
Leadership 360 starts soon with more insights on effective leadership, sustainable development, strategies, and change management. Join Dr. Abe and his guests every Thursday at 2 p.m. for the interactive Leadership 360 conversation laced with your questions and contributions. Live on Metro TV, Facebook, and VOL online radio. Make a date with us as we continue to learn and relearn to accelerate the sustainable development of our communities, organizations, country, and continent at large. Be our guest. Leadership 360 is brought to you by GOL, V5 Solutions Limited, and FV Global Consult.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. And it's been an awesome journey with Momo from MTN. 15 years of ease, safety, and convenience. This is definitely worth celebrating. That's why the Momo at 15 Rewards is here with amazing cash prizes to say thank you. Send money to an MTN Momo user or make payments to an MTN Momo merchant at no cost whatsoever, only on MTN. So go and download my Momo on App Store or Play Store to enjoy this. Just Momo it everywhere you go. Terms and conditions apply. And if you're thinking of getting that toothpaste that will be enough and be okay for the entire family and save you some money, the recommended family toothpaste is KEL 360 toothpaste, approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. KEL 360 toothpaste provides you and your family with all-round dental protection throughout the day with freshness. KEL 360 toothpaste is good for kids, children, and adults. Let your family be a proud family when they step out by constantly using KEL 360 toothpaste. KEL 360 toothpaste brightens your teeth, prevents cavity, and with its cool mint, gives you fresh breath throughout the day and protects the gum from decaying. For consistency and quality, use KEL 360 toothpaste. It's another product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasu. It's available in all supermarkets, malls, and provision shops. Call Samara Company on 0246 864 798. KEL 360 toothpaste, happy smile. And enjoying the fruits of your labor is as important as enjoying the mansions of your labor. The pains of climbing the stairs, especially when not exercising, could be excruciating irrespective of your age, but worry no more. Lift and elevators have got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. It's a simple self-supported elevator for both homes and offices, and guess what? It can lift your goods too. Wheelchairs can fit in, and they come in 3 custom-made models. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days. Visit Lift and Elevators at Sakuma or just call them on 0200535515 or send a mail to elevatorsgh@gmail.com for consultations and the best solutions in easy vertical movements. All right. Okay. So with me on the show this morning is the Vice President or the Vice Chairman of Bawumia 2024, Nana Akumia. Nana, good morning.
Morning, Randy.
All right. Also with me on the show this morning is the Chairman of the Assurances Committee in Parliament, who's also the Member of Parliament for the Norton constituency, the Honorable Samuel Kujato Ablakwa. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Doc. Right. Good morning, Nana.
Morning, Chairman.
Nana, we you know, there have been a lot of stories, speculations and stories about the chairman of the Bawumia 2024 campaign, the Honorable Damboche.
Okay.
You know, that he was conspicuously missing at the outdooring of the running mate. He was conspicuously missing at the launch of the manifesto. But then we saw all manner of stories. It was for A reason, for B reason, for C reason. In fact, at the point I heard that you were acting chairman of the campaign. But at the media encounter, we saw him.
Yeah.
Okay. What happened?
Oh, he was away. He had traveled abroad.
And,
but we're seeing him in Parliament.
Yeah, and then he also had some difficulties with the campaign arrangement.
But so there were issues?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
But those issues, I mean, in any human endeavor, and a campaign as big as the presidency, you would always have, there's always a bit of chaos, which I'm sure you are aware of. Even those of us who had who conduct parliamentary campaigns, there's always instant decisions being taken, instant actions being taken, and it's not all the time that you can get everybody on board and so on. But the good thing is that it's been sorted. As usual, you have to resolve these things around the table. And the chairman is very happy to be back. You saw him conducting the affairs at the press conference.
The media encounter.
So it's all well and good. And it's going to be smooth sailing from now. Who's the NDC campaign chairman?
So under the NDC constitution, the campaign coordinator is the general secretary of the party. So that's Fifi Fiavikwete. However, the various arrowheads have their campaign leads. So His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's campaign is led by Professor Joshua Alabi. And then the Running Mates campaign is led by the Honorable Ale Segbefia. But the general secretary coordinates.
By virtue of his position.
His position, yeah.
There's some merit in
so
that.
yours is spelled out
in the constitution. Yes, it brings to have clarity and a structure. You
see, at the end of the day, it all will boil down to working together. No matter the position or title. We all must work together. If the General Secretary doesn't work together with Joshua Alabi, you're going to have a problem. If Joshua Alabi doesn't work well with the General Secretary, you're going to have a problem. So it's all a matter of working together. Sometimes it's difficult, but once we are human beings, you take note, make your concerns, and then it's resolved, and then we move on. You know, this, when you say Joshua Alabi, it's difficult with these political campaigns. Because I remember some of the things that Joshua Alabi in particular said about John Mahama in your primaries. And then in the very next sequence, you metamorphose to be his campaign manager. You know, but all these things are lessons for us in our politics.
But it also demonstrates a certain maturity on both sides, particularly former President Mahama in inviting an opponent to lead his campaign. And this is the second time, 2020, 2024. And it also demonstrates the maturity of Professor Alabi. It shows that the party is united. We've put the internal primaries behind us, and we have a common goal. So it's a really beautiful example that must speculate down the ladder. If you go to our constituencies, sometimes parliamentary candidates, they just refuse to see eye to eye. The election is over, but they will not accept it. You know, particularly in instances where the incumbent is defeated. I mean, they don't want to live with it. They don't want to accept it, you know. And then sometimes you have chairman versus the parliamentary candidate, particularly if the chairman had his or her own candidate, you know. So when you see this example at the top, that look, what could have been higher stakes, more higher stakes than a presidential campaign if they have come together. And I know the others, the former president invited Sly Mensa, Guzi Tano, so they are all playing roles. They were key in the manifesto committees, they are in other strategic committees. We have the political committee, which they are all attending. So when you see that beautiful example, you know, those of us, you know, down the ladder have no excuse, you know, and I hope that, you know, these things that continue, and it's in all the parties where people just don't know how to take defeat, they don't know how to accept that a campaign is over, and they just won't bury the hatchet. They will not, make up and look at the bigger picture. So the Mahama Alabi Slamenza Guzitano example is worth emulating, and we must constantly remind all of those. Look, recently, if I tell you what happened in a constituency in the central region, we had arrived to campaign with a running mate, and we were told that all the aspirants will make a statement to endorse the candidate. And it was clear, that one of the aspirants has not gotten over it. And accusation after accusation, So this example is really worth emphasizing, and I hope that all those who are refusing to come together to unite, to bury the hatchet and look at the bigger picture, because really it shouldn't be about us, it shouldn't be about the individual ambition. It should be about the collective interest, our collective hopes and aspirations, what we intend to achieve, as a party. That really should be the way to go.
But that isn't even my focus. I mean, after the elections, the winner must reach out.
Yeah.
You have no choice. You must reach out. So it is no strange thing that John Mahama has Joshua Alabi. If you look at the Bawumia campaign, many of the people who campaigned against him are part of the campaign team and so on. So that's not even my focus. My focus is what you say against each other during the campaign. Because now when you metamorphose to be the campaign manager, and you are going to now campaign for the person, and so the things that you said about or against him or her will now be thrown at you. So for me, that's my focus, that internal campaigns, you should always have one eye that if I'm contesting Randy for some position and Randy wins, I must join him for the collective aid. So you should be careful that you don't say things against Randy that when you come to work for him, it will be used against you. That's right. But as for reaching out, you have to. You have no choice. I remember when I went to Parliament the first time, the elections, the primaries that we had in my constituency, I won by 2 votes.
Wow, that was close.
So, extremely close. In fact, technically, it was 1 vote. Because if it had been 10-10, I would have given it up. Because my opponent was a 60-year-old gentleman who had retired, was just retiring as a lawyer, and he was a guy. I was a young guy of about 33, so if it was 10-10, I would have just asked him to go ahead. So technically it was 1 vote. So you can imagine the tension. Now after all of that, I had to reach out. So I got to the house of one of the main campaigners against me, but he was like their warlord. So I went to his house to get him on board. So after listening to me in his bedroom at Bubuashi, he then dived under his bed and came out with some long machete. So myself and the 2 people else, everybody had panicked, looked at the door in readiness to flee. Then he said that you don't have a problem, you have won, we will follow you. But there's somebody I have to go and kill. After killing him, I'll come in then.
My goodness.
My goodness. No, but listen, they had discovered, I mean, in an election like that, close, they had discovered a mole.
My goodness.
The guy has to pay for a stretching.
So after listening to me, he then went under his bed which is very strange. And they came out with a long machete. Said, don't worry, I'll go and kill somebody. After that, once you've won, we'll come and follow you.
First things first.
Yes. So 5-6 years down the line, anytime I went to his bedroom, I asked him, Charlie, so and of course, he proceeded to be my biggest campaigner.
Right.
You know. So, but we must be careful.
Yeah.
It's an internal election and so on, because after the internal election, you must close ranks.
That's true.
And
that's true.
So
Yeah.
that really was my focus.
You know, and sometimes it's the followers. It's the followers. I mean, the key candidates may not necessarily be, too antagonistic. They may
Right,
not.
this time they say things.
But yeah.
They say things.
Yeah.
So, for example, in this election, if I see somebody on the campaign, saying all the things about a candidate, and then I come back and play all the things he said
about that same person.
Same person.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people do that with the Kennedy Japan, Baumia U10. Yeah. So, internal primary.
Son of man,
we ought to be
what
careful.
happened between you and Honorable Kojo Ponkuma?
Yeah, the assurances committee.
I think you should address him properly.
Oh, he's okay with Son of man.
Nah, in this contest.
The Honorable Assurance Committee Chairman.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, what happened?
So I'll come to that in a jiffy. I'm under strict instructions from our friend, the senior editor at Daily Graphic, Timothy Goba.
Yes.
Today is his daughter's birthday.
He never forgets.
Yeah, she turns 20.
He never forgets.
At KNUST, Seduji Augusta Goba, from a very loving, caring, and affectionate daddy. Okay. So happy birthday, Seduji. And yesterday was the birthday of my former roommate in Commonwealth Hall, Alhaji Basit Swala, who is now based in the UK. So I wish both of them a very, very happy birthday. Good. So let me come to the developments this week at the Assurances
I'm sure you've
Committee.
seen all the headlines.
Yes, I've seen all the headlines. I've seen all the publications. I'm being portrayed as somebody who probably is abusing my office as chairman of the Assurances Committee. I think that it is important to state for the record that since becoming chairman of the newly established Assurances Committee, under our new standing orders, Order 225 of the new standing orders, I have had the following ministers and heads of institutions appear before me and the committee. The Honorable Minister for Lands and Natural Resources has appeared. And we've had in this country vigorous debates on state capture, why we are not getting the public lands published. We've been pursuing that for more than 3 years and all of that. So it was one of the anticipated hearings. It passed off without incident. I was not accused of being a bully. The Honorable Health Minister, the Honorable Okoboy, appeared before the committee. Interestingly, at the time we were having a national discourse on the ambulance spare parts scandal, and it also passed off without incident. The Honorable Okoboy did not say that I had treated him unfairly. We've had the Minister for Roads and Highways, the Honorable Asensu Boakye, appear before the committee. And then we have had the head of the NIA, Professor Kenatefa, also appear before the Assurances Committee. So it is important to stress that a lot of the publications out there, the headlines out there, they attempt to portray me as somebody I am not. I mean, people can go back to all. Unfortunately, these are public hearings. The parliamentary social media handles and websites have the footage available, and people can really go and assess my work.
Have you watched the video again?
Yes.
Do you think that you were a bit emotional and extremely passionate, especially because it had to do with the suffering of your people, something that, I mean, drained you?
Yeah.
Do you think that perhaps, I mean, it was an emotive thing for you?
So I'll come to that. I'll come to the subject matter. But I just think that it's important. You see, I've been in the public space for decades. We've been doing this show together for more than 15 years now. You know, so people know who we are. You know, they attempt to suddenly portray me as some bully, some dictator, some autocrat, somebody who is probably not well-mannered. It's really off the mark, totally without basis and most unfair. Now, having said that, it is absolutely essential to point out that the matters that came up for scrutiny, we all must bear in mind that the Assurances Committee, our mandate, under Standing Order 225, is to pursue assurances that have been made on the floor. So if ministers don't have outstanding assurances which they made and have not kept faith with their timelines, we don't invite them, because it will be a waste of public time and everybody's time. So already, on the matter to do with the spillage, key assurances and government commitments have not been met. And that is why we invited the Minister for Works and Housing.
Was that the only
No, there
issue?
were about 10 other issues.
Okay.
Yeah, with drainage, dredging, matters to do with flood control and all of that. Now,
sorry.
Yeah.
So all those other issues, the 9 other issues, were discussed.
They were discussed.
And they went without incident.
Without incident,
Okay.
yes. And indeed, there were even requests that they have to present reports in areas that we were not satisfied. For example, when it comes to housing, the committee was not pleased that as a country we still don't know the number of bungalows we have. He said we don't. He said his predecessor had put up a committee, but they haven't finished.
We don't have an asset register.
No.
Okay.
So he said that he was hoping that by end of September, he's asked them to expedite action, because it's worrying.
Please help me again. And when I have people like you with experience and Nana and all that, I try to learn.
Sure.
I thought that one of the things we did with respect to the transition was to do it in such a way, the law, the time and others, for us to be able to take stock.
Yes, and track all of this.
You are right. All of these things. So why would we have a situation like
the Presidential Transition Act. But if you have observed, over the period, the people who manage the presidential transition have focused more on cars. More cars.
In fact, there is a designated, there's a position.
Yeah, Administrator General.
Yes.
Yeah. So you are right, but that's the challenge. You see what we are grappling with even at Lands, where since February 2022, when Parliament requested, what's the state of public lands? How many have been sold? Who have you sold to? What is left, if any? We still cannot be told. And it's the same situation with our bungalows. You know, so now to the vexed matter of responding to the victims of the spillage, VRA spillage from the Akosombo and Pong dams. It is absolutely crucial for us to state and to emphasize that the only victims, the real victims in this matter, are the 1,360 fellow Ghanaians, fellow compatriots, who are still living in tents 1 year since the disaster. In a few days from now, September 15th, will be exactly 1 year since, no fault of theirs, they lost everything they have worked for all their lives. So the attempt by some people to engage in grandstanding, to appeal to pity, and to create the impression that they are the victims, there's a chairman who is trying to bully them. The real victims, the only victims in this matter are 1,360. And this figure, only last week, when the Akosombo Spillage Committee, the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee, invited us, they invited affected communities. They asked us to come with our DCs, our chiefs, and the NADMO directors. These are the figures confirmed. Indeed, it was the President's representative, the Honorable DC, who read out these figures at the meeting and spelled out the names and submitted a report to the committee. 1,360 still living in tents. Just imagine that for a second, that you had your own home, you had your own livelihood, you had your own independence, and then suddenly, no fault of yours, there is a spillage, a man-made disaster, and you have to bear the brunt for a whole year. So the victims in this matter are not we, the politicians, concerned about our egos. It's not about ego tripping. It is about the people, and we ought to focus on the victims. And you see, Doc, when you go to these camps where they are living in tents, you will break down. And I always break down. The last time the Akosombo Spillage Committee came on a tour, they couldn't handle it. You can talk to them. The committee is chaired by the MPP, MP for Tepa. You know, the Honorable Bejua, Reverend Ntoso, and others are in that committee. They just couldn't take it. And guess what? When we arrived, for the third time, Ghana Water Company had come to disconnect the only source of water they have at the camps. Can you believe that? Mm-hmm. Can you believe that? Yes. That is the level of inhumanity.
But what was the arrangement with the Ghana Water Company? Or who was supposed to pay? The residents?
So they expect them to pay. Mm-hmm. They expect the victims, the displaced victims, mm-hmm. to pay. Can you believe that? People whose livelihoods have been destroyed.
At least somebody must pay. If
so
government, yes.
So I have on 2 occasions been called upon by the victims that their water has been disconnected. I rush there, I pay. I tell the district director that, look, bring me the bills. Don't take it out on the people. If you people can't even extend some humanity and at least offer them a special dispensation, you bring me the bills. And they won't do it. So the chairman of the ad hoc committee had to call the Ghana Water Company MD and warned him that don't do that. And for the third time, I had to pay in their presence. So this is the level of inhumanity, the gross human rights violations that our fellow compatriots are going through. They are the only victims in this matter. They are the real victims. All of government's deadlines, government's assurances have not been met. When the Honorable Minister appeared before us, his whole attitude, so go and watch the video, evading, refusing to take responsibility. We even asked, we sent our invitation letter more than 2 weeks before your appearance. Tell us why you have missed the deadlines. He will not. He says he wants to go and visit 14 days. He doesn't really trust the report they have brought. He said, 14 days? People are living in such destitution for a year. Look, We as private individuals, we are not government. MP, donors, First Sky Group, we were able to build accommodation for these people, permanent houses, in 7 weeks at the peak of the disaster for 600 people. And the whole government, with all our resources, Parliament has approved 280 million cedis for you in the 2024 budget. You cannot, as at now, at least show some good faith. Put up some accommodation for the people. You missed the deadlines. We are asking you, Honorable Minister, so tell us, why the delay? Why are the contractors behind schedule? He says, I'm going there in 14 days. I can't tell you. I mean, and the attitude. Then he introduces, to my shock, he introduces a matter not related to the subject matter before us.
Which matter?
That during the peak of the spillage, I misinformed the country that soldiers had been asked to leave. I was really shocked. I don't know how that is related to the matter before us. That I had said that soldiers had been asked to leave. Meanwhile, the soldiers were only moving to another location. And I said, please, your facts are wrong.
Is that what enraged you?
Really, yes.
Because when I watched, I watched you.
Yeah.
I know you.
Yeah.
When I watched you, it was clear that you were angry.
Yes, that is what really got me angry.
Your demeanor, your tone, your gesticulation was off point.
Yeah. So that really got me totally outraged. Because apart from the fact that he was just peddling blatant falsehood on my person, fortunately, that soldiers incident, I was with a TV3 crew. The TV3 crew, you can talk to them. Indeed, later that day, I saw an article from Timothy Goba of Daily Graphic and Della Russell of Daily Graphic confirming that they were also on the ground. And that what I put out was the fact. The commander told us that they have been asked to leave.
We discussed it.
Yes, they have been asked to leave. And indeed, they packed the boats into their trucks, went to the Best Care Hotel where they were lodging, packed out their stuff, and were leaving. But because of the breaking news on TV3 and the national uproar, they were then asked to return. So they came back to that same place where we were still there working with the TV3 crew. And then the commander told us, order from above, it's been reversed. They've told us to come back. And then they offloaded their boats and then began to do their work, ferry people, across the waters, the high waters. Remember that the whole Mefe was submerged, and so it's not like a river, but it had become, an artificial river because of the spillage. So the distortion that he introduced, the red herring, really, and it was clear that the Honorable Minister just had an agenda. I know that I have not been fair to the people, but I will not admit it. I will not take responsibility. I will not be empathetic. I will not show any, remorse. I will just come and deflect, get under the chairman's skin, put out, distortions, matters about soldiers which were not before us, which were not being discussed, and then just walk away. Treat the committee with contempt. That was really the agenda. So I had to really stamp my authority as chairman of the committee and say that, look, we need to have some order here. There ought to be a leader. That's the chairman's work. The chairman must ensure that there is order, must ensure that we stay focused, we deal with the matters. There are only one set of victims in this matter. The real victims. It's not anybody engaged in political grandstanding, trying to, pretend to be the victim. The real victims. Can you believe that a whole year people are still living in tents? If these are your relatives, if they are your mothers, your fathers, if it's you yourself, will you accept this? And it's not like it cannot be done. Others have done it.
On hindsight, when it got to that issue, should you have recused yourself because of your personal interest? I mean, you're the MP, you were neck deep, you led the whole process and all that. Obviously,
well,
should you have recused yourself when it got to that issue?
Some have suggested that, but you see, there are other matters, other ministers have responded to where I am involved, and I've handled it pretty well. I've talked about state capture, the land issues. It did not degenerate. I think it's an extreme provocation. This blatant falsehood about what I said about the soldiers. And you see the video, the soldiers were packing out. They're totally leaving.
Some will also say that a leader is also expected to
Yeah.
contain.
So if you notice, I even when colleagues were saying, "Oh, the camera should go off" and all of that, I said, "No, let's keep it on." I adjourned proceedings for 5 minutes. We went into conclave, and we agreed to play by the rules. People should respond to the questions. The minister should speak to the questions.
So how did you end? How was it resolved?
And so we came back.
Yes.
We came back after the break and continued with proceedings. We had a successful end. After his turn, the Roads and Highways Minister took the floor.
So specifically on those issues, what are they?
So he says that within 14 days he wouldn't budge, he wouldn't change, he wouldn't bring any urgency. He says within 40 days, that's the best he can do. 14 days, okay. 1-4. He will go there and find out why the contractors have delayed and why they've missed their deadlines. And then we ruled that within 3 days after, whenever he decides to go there, within 3 days, he should let us have a report, because we must present our comprehensive report to plenary. And plenary will want to know, because the Assurances Committee hearings, members want to have results. That is why, for the first time, we have even introduced this novelty of the MPs who raise the issues, raise the questions, joining us, okay, so that they can, in real time, confirm whether what the ministers, because it's not always that we are able to do a field visit to confirm what the ministers are telling us. But when the MP, who is conversant with the matter, who is raising issues in their constituency, is there, they are able to verify and validate what has been put out there by the ministers who appear before us. So we will wait for their report. It is really a needless distraction, and I hope that we will focus on the 1,360 fellow Ghanaians who should not still be living in tents. Those tents were not even made for long stay occupation. Right. Just a few days, the tents, you see them, they are all wearing out. Recently I had to select the elders amongst them, the most senior citizens, and I rented 1 year accommodation for them. Whoa. Yeah, those who are above 65 years, because it's just heartbreaking, right, Okay. And you don't wish that even your worst enemy.
Nana, have you followed this issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
It has been the biggest entertainment. Yes, entertainment episode all of this week. The exchanges between Chairman Okudzeto and the Minister Kojo Nkrumah. But clearly, Sami, I don't think you acted well. You see, you are talking about the victims, the 1,300 people. All of us are concerned that the plight of these Ghanaians, over 1,000 people living in tents for about a year, I think, that their plight is addressed. That's the concern. That's why you brought the minister to the committee, to find out how government is going to deal with their plight. But you see, in all of the week, what is being discussed is not the plight of these 1,300 people. What is being discussed all week, it's your attack on the minister and his counter attack. So,
that's what my attack was. My attack. What was that?
You see, even here at this table, You've accused the minister of blatant falsehood. You've accused him of distortion. You've accused him of introducing red herring. Right here. You've accused him of irresponsibility. You've accused him of being unremorseful. You've accused him of deflecting.
So those are not facts.
You've accused him of being contemptuous. You've accused him of... Even at this table. And you see...
Those are facts.
Well, you are entitled to your facts. He too is entitled to his facts. And now, both of you, your entitlement to your facts, that is what is being discussed. Instead of the plight of the people. That's why I said you didn't act well. I mean, we've all been... Look, this small table, Randy is the chairman, in the sense that he's the moderator. Randy may disagree with the comments or views of any of us, and he can express it. We may also, I can also disagree with you, but you're not going to attack the person directly. You see, so it was, I mean, within your rights to highlight the plight of the people, to highlight the response of government, 1 year government, private people have come in, they've done, you can highlight all of that. But it's the attack on the minister.
I didn't attack the minister.
No, when I'm saying even when we are not even at the parliament, you've attacked him. You've accused him of all these things.
By describing his conduct.
Yes. You've attacked him of
because those are the issues. That's why we summoned him.
Sammy, I'm saying that even on this table, you've attacked, and I've mentioned all these words that
because the deadlines are being missed, assurances are not being met. That is why we have invited him.
No, if deadlines have been missed, point it out. If assurances have not been made, show. But don't attack him. So I'm saying that is the whole point. If Randy disagrees with you, he will point it out. We've all been, listen, we've all been moderators of events. We've all been leaders. You're too young to watch Talking Point. It's okay. It's okay. Don't see it as a personal attack. But so what I'm saying is that, Sammy, what I'm saying is that the people who appear before you, they are your guests. You have invited them. You can be forthright with them, but you have to protect their integrity. And you didn't do that.
Really?
You didn't do that. You see, so that was the problem. That was the problem. As you speak, I disagree with your conduct at the, but I'm not going to attack you and say that you were arrogant or you were this and that. You will see it as a personal attack. So that is it. And I mean, we've all been in this situation before. We've all been moderators, we've all been leaders and so on. So when you called him names, clearly this was a personal attack. He also chose.
He called him names at the...
I mean, yeah, I'm saying even here.
Which names?
Okay, when you make those
I didn't do that.
You said he took objection to the way you described him. And
I mean,
I
watched, Sammy was visibly angry. I mean, his tone, his gesticulations,
After the baseless attacks, I'm the victim here in terms of the proceedings.
Now you are saying
how he brought in these soldiers. Okay, I didn't bring that.
Now you are saying his attacks were baseless. He too believes your attacks were baseless. That is it.
No, yes. I mean, where did this soldiers thing come from? I mean, was that what we were discussing? Was the hearing about how soldiers...
He believes. Listen, he believes, even though you don't believe it, but he believes that that information you put out, that the soldiers had been withdrawn, was false. That's what he believes. You say that you spoke to the commander. We don't know which commander you spoke to.
In fact, we saw them packing out.
Yes, but packing out.
We've even just shown them.
Yes, but packing out from Mepe doesn't mean they were packing out from the area.
They told us that they have been asked to leave. Order from above.
Who told you?
Okay, that's them packing.
Yes, we've seen all of this.
The leader of the
contingent. Sammy, the minister believes that the information that they were packing out from the area, he said they were moving from one part to another.
No,
part.
that's not accurate. That's
but he also believes that...
So why is it that in less than 10 minutes they came back to the same place?
Why? They can
after the breaking news.
They can be ordered to come back. that those are operational issues. Unless you can show us which commander
of course
told you that
of course we have the names and it happened.
You don't even need
it happened with the media.
One second. No, I'm saying that you are saying this is what somebody told you. He is saying it's not true, and that information that you put out, he also used that to show you up in the same way you're describing. But I'm saying that you are the chairman. So you have to take responsibility for what happened.
So he came there to attack me, to raise issues that are not being discussed. This business of soldiers, was that what we're discussing?
Because you attacked him first.
So Nana, if we're to
can you show me the attack?
Beyond
I'm saying even here, right?
Beyond the entertainment, what you describe as entertainment, content that was provided. And we've had this discussion about 10 times on this program. What I'm going to ask you about, about on this program, that if we have a disaster of that sort, last year we were here, like I said, we've discussed this about 10 times. Discussing the government's response. This is an issue where the president himself went there when he returned.
Not to stop you. Even here at this table, all of us have expressed concern about the plight of the people. 1 year living in tents, and that it looks like government response has not been adequate, and so on. We've all talked about that, and I've said that Sami could have raised those issues, but it's the direct attack against the minister, accusing him of introducing red herrings and diversion and obfuscation, and even at this table, you've described him in several words, that he was peddling falsehood, he was distorting, he was introducing red herring, he was irresponsible, he didn't show all kinds of things. That is the issue. Now, when you gentlemen went into retreat, because obviously the committee members felt that what was happening, the attacks and counter-attacks was not dignified, so they called for, which usually what happens in this case because of the televised. When you came back, I expected the two of you to have taken responsibility and apologize for the attacks and counter-attacks. And say, look, okay, we may have lost our tempers and so on and so forth. We apologize for any. Both of you taking the lead and the minister following, and then that would have been it. But as chairman of the proceedings, you allowed proceedings to deteriorate. And to the extent that now, instead of the country discussing or highlighting the plight of the people, what we are discussing is the degeneration.
Yeah, so then that's why I asked that I mean, over a year on.
I agree with you, but I'm saying that, well, there's no dispute. All of us, and I'm saying even today here, I have talked about the plight of the people.
Yeah, well, explain. You know why I'm saying that? Not to make excuses for Sami.
Okay.
Not to make excuses for him. And you've heard my views about what I saw.
Yeah.
But if I also put myself in his shoes, and I'm saying I'm not making excuses for him. I've said what I think about what happened. You know, if you represent a people and all these things have happened, you remember that even within 2 months of the issue, we were talking about government's lack of concern and whatever. Now, if the thing has traveled to over a year, and you still don't see any concrete steps taken by government to resolve the issues, and assurances have been made in Parliament, government, through its minister, has been invited to come and it is still an issue of explaining and asking for time and all that, it could really get to you. It could really get to you.
See, that is why you asked Sami the question that shouldn't he have recused himself? But it doesn't. He didn't even need to recuse himself, and he had the right to get to you. How do I say it? He had the right to be emotional about it. Because apart from the fact that these are Ghanaians and all of us are concerned, and can you imagine if these 1,300 Ghanaians, this treatment was being meted to them in, say, Libya, abroad? Oh, I mean, so all of us are concerned. And
not all of us. Government is not concerned.
Well, okay, that is your view. I don't have a problem.
Oh, that's a fact. No, that's a fact.
That is your set of facts.
Not my set.
But let me finish.
Yes.
When the minister came, the minister said in a couple of days he's going to give further information. You may have the opinion that 14 days are too long. I mean, and that's the urgency and all of that. It doesn't seem urgent.
No, it's not a 14 days. So. But you're relating the thing to from when it happened.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And the fact that even those of us sitting here,
so
we've discussed this thing over 10 times.
I'm saying you are entitled to believe that government hasn't shown concern. I don't have a problem. I'm saying that to reduce, and you have the right to be emotional, especially since you are also the member of parliament. So these are directly, some of them may be your relatives, some of them may be your friends, and so on. So you have even the right to be emotional about it. But don't attack the integrity of your witness. That's what I'm saying. And it is that attack.
You think he did that?
Yes. And I'm saying even on this table, how many, 1 week, a couple of days removed from the event, he's still using words on the minister. Here, before you. You accuse the minister of peddling blatant falsehood, of distortion, of introducing red herring, of being irresponsible. You've used all these words against, even here, away from the parliamentary proceedings. So, and I'm saying that, why do you think that what is being discussed is not a plight of the people, but the degeneration at the committee? And you are, as chairman, you are responsible for that degeneration. And I'm saying that all of us have been in these situations before. I mean, we've all been chairmen, we've all been moderators, we've all been leaders, and so on. And you have to recognize when you let your emotions go ahead of you. We are human beings. And sure. So, I mean, but my worry is that the two of them, when the committee came back,
they should have.
The two of them, at your retreat, the 10-minute retreat, you should have resolved that, okay, when what has happened was totally untidy, totally uncalled for. To the extent that members were shouting for cameras to be shut down. All of us want the cameras to be there so we can see accountability being... yes. And now because of the degeneration, even the members of the committee were asking that the cameras be shut off. So total degeneration. And so I thought that you will resolve at your retreat that, look, it's degenerated where we come, we'll make apology and then continue. And that didn't happen. And I was disappointed.
Okay. So Sammy, as I listen to you, for the benefit of myself and I think many of our...
Once again, it was live, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
So you inflicted that on the country.
Yes. On for my behalf and the viewers, I want you to clarify something, or provide some information.
Sure.
So what, specific to the spillage, what were the specific assurances? When were those assurances made?
Yes, so in March
of this year,
3 MPs asked questions about the spillage and government's effort to resettle them. The Honorable Roxy Nelson Echedafiamakpo, the Honorable Woyome, and then my good self. So Roxy and Woyome, they were concerned about resettlement, when houses will be constructed. And then I asked about Saglemi, that since Saglemi housing is close, why don't we relocate the victims out of the congested classrooms so that at least as a temporary holding place, that provides more dignity than the conditions under which they were living in the classrooms. So the Honourable Minister provided responses that in terms...
Which minister?
Kojo Nkrumah. He was
Who was the minister before him?
Asensu Boakye.
Did Asensu make any assurances?
No. I think that by the time the responses were due, it was the Honorable Kojo Nkrumah who had taken over. So he came to
one second. Kojo Oppong has been there for like 4 months.
No, he took over on the 14th of February in that reshuffle. It was 14th February. Yeah, 14th February.
This year?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's about 4 or 5 months.
About 6 months.
And this thing has been going on for over a year.
Yes.
The spillage happened when?
Yes, it's September 15th of last year. Yeah.
There were no assurances.
I think here you're dealing with assurances made on the floor.
On the floor.
Not what, yes.
Not what had been said publicly, but on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
In answer to formal questions.
Yeah. Okay. So in his response to our questions, he said that they were currently doing data validation, making sure that they ascertain the status of the victims, and then they are also working on designs and all of that, and that in the next few weeks construction will begin. So this was
they gave a timeline
in March. He said yes, in the next few weeks construction will begin. Then in the case of Saglemi, he said that there were no utilities there and they needed over $100 million to finish Saglemi. So he didn't think that we should relocate the displaced victims to Saglemi. In my follow-up question, I said that, look, in these schools where these people are being kept, there are really no utilities there. There are no washrooms, there are no kitchens. So it's virtually the same thing.
Saglemi really will be better.
Yeah, Saglemi will be better. But he took a different view and said that they have different plans for Saglemi and that they will expedite work on their resettlement.
Yeah.
So after after 5 months after that assurance, with no resettlement having taken place, the assurances committee resolved that we should invite him to explain why those assurances have not materialized on the ground. The people have not been housed by government.
But you didn't commit him to a timeline.
When he appeared?
When he appeared to answer questions.
No, because he had said that, there's an emergency situation. So he was asked to act expeditiously. He himself acknowledged that this requires expedition. So he said in the next few weeks, he said they were in the conclusive stages of validating the data. And so.
But he didn't commit, or you guys didn't commit him to a timeline.
In terms of a specific timeline,
at the last hearing, there was a commitment to a timeline.
Yes.
He gave a 14-day timeline, which you can hold him to. But at the parliamentary open question, did you commit him to a timeline?
No, the speaker didn't commit him to a specific timeline. No.
Yeah, but the timeline, there is an emergency.
Yes. And at the time, the House said that, look, this thing had happened in September. We are in March. You are already late.
Yeah.
Because by that time, even the houses that the MPs and partners, individuals were constructing were completed, and people had moved in, 600 people. So we all said that government was slow, even at the time in March. The government has delayed, and then he committed to an expedited approach so that the people will be rehoused as quickly as possible. But here we are.
Sammy, going forward,
6 months after that.
Going forward, and I'm taking a cue from Randy's question.
Yeah.
And your position and the committee. This is a committee of government assurances.
Now assurances.
Sorry?
Now assurances.
Government they've taken the government out.
Yeah.
Because they say they have a broader.
Yes, we have a broader mandate now. So it's now assurances.
Okay, no problem. So this is a committee
on assurance.
Who else are you going to? Which other assurance are you going to?
So from the constitutional bodies, previously it was only ministers, but now you could the constitutional bodies.
So that's nice. Fine.
Now state institutions. So we've done NIA. We can have EC. We can have NHIA.
It makes
you can or you will.
it makes
we will.
Randy, it makes my case even better.
Yes.
So this is a committee of assurances from public officials.
Yeah.
And you are the chairman. And you see, when Randy asked you what was the undertaking, what it, from my experience, from your answer, what it means is that going forward, when public officials make commitments, you must commit them to timelines.
At the plenary?
Yes. You must commit them to timelines. Because the minister came and said, we are going to expedite. Expedition, what is expedition? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 2 months? Is it 3 months? Is it 4 months? So, because you are assurances, you must get these people to commit to a timeline.
No, they are getting them to commit at assurances.
Assurances, we are doing that.
Assurances are made at the plenary.
That's what I'm saying, at the plenary.
Yes.
So when the minister came to answer questions about the resettlement and Saglemi and all of that, going forward, I'm not saying we're wrong, but we're all trying to improve the system.
Sure.
Because if you're going to hold people to assurance, there has to be a timeline. They say, look, you came here and said that by the end of February, you are going to do A, B, C, D. This is March. So why? You know, so going forward and to make your work more a bit easier, you have to be looking at that when public officials come and make assurances. Let's try and commit them to time, so you can better enforce.
Nana, please, on at least on my behalf, can you plead with government that what is happening is terrible? It's not good.
You and I have agreed that things can be, you know. And the last time,
and we have an interministerial committee.
Well, they announced that almost every powerful ministry
is on that committee.
Chaired by the chief of staff. Chief of staff herself.
What is this?
No, I think things can be better. I mean, we all agree. And if there are difficulties,
it's as if they are not part of Ghana.
If there are difficulties, they should be explained. And so,
I mean, what else can be difficult?
So, 1 second. When is the minister coming? He's coming after 14 days?
Yeah. We've asked him to submit his report. So he won't appear before us, but he should submit his report after his field visit, his 14-day field visit. We tried to get him to do it earlier, but
look, this is a country. This is a country that goes to give money and aid to countries when they have some problems.
Within the first week.
We take money.
Within the first
immediately
week.
the thing is announced, we go there and go and give them.
We've done
and then our own
we've done in Sierra Leone, we've done that in Haiti.
And our own people.
We've done that to the Japanese when there was an earthquake in Japan.
But no, things can be better. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Let's take a break. When we return, cocoa, syndicated, domesticated, blended. We're back shortly.
She's coming. She's coming.
Oh, it's in. Red, how is it now?
Boss, let's go back.
Okay, here. Take this.
She's coming.
I know. Go to the pharmacy now.
She's coming. She's here.
Pay faster, pay safer, and pay easy with Momo app. Download now and pay with the QR code, merchant ID, and so much more.
Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800-177-177 or 0302-245-906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Using Koa Mixture, Koa Plus Mixture, and Koa MT Mixture, brought to you by Koa Research and Manufacturing Limited Company, proudly made in Ghana. Formulated to support your general well-being. For those seeking immune system support, there is Koa Plus Mixture. Support your body's defenses and stay strong. When it comes to combating malaria, Koa MT Mixture will aid your treatments. For effective relief from malaria symptoms, try Koa MT Mixture. Koa Mixture, Koa Plus Mixture, and Koa MT Mixture are not recommended for pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children under 12 years. Always take a malaria test before using Koa MT Mixture. Choose Koa Mixture, Koa Plus Mixture, and Koa MT Mixture for your health needs. Available now at pharmacies nationwide. For bulk purchases, contact 0244 726611 or 0591 565 778. This advert is
in today's modern world, stairs are a challenge, especially for our elderly and those with health concerns. Navigating them can be difficult and even dangerous, but there's a safer way to move vertically. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, your answer to a more accessible and secure vertical transportation. Our elevators and escalators, including top-of-the-line pneumatic vacuum elevators, Fuji elevators and escalators, offer a safer and more convenient alternative, eliminating the risks of stairs and enhancing accessibility for homes, businesses, and hospitals. Choose safety and convenience with Lifts and Elevators Limited Company. Elevate your spaces today. For more information, visit our website at www.elevatorsgh.org or call now on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, the elevator people.
Choose the perfect prize every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. All to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Are you looking to own a prime piece of litigation-free land where you can put up your dream family home or your ideal getaway retreat within a luxurious estate? Then look no further. Welcome to Rehoboth Hills, where your dream of hassle-free land ownership comes to life. Acquire land devoid of multiple purchases, litigation, and land guard issues in a safe and secure gated community while enjoying the fabulous night view of Accra from the serene Ebri Mountains. Rehoboth Hills offers spacious plots that provide you with the ideal setting for your dream home and a valuable, safe investment for your future. The lands are located in the prime area of Ayarifa within our residential development Rehoboth Hills, overlooking the city of Accra and the Ebri Mountains. Our prices are very affordable and designed to fit your budget. We offer flexible payment terms, ensuring that you can invest in a valuable asset for the future. Contact us on 0244 764 499 or 0204-950-810 or visit our website at www.rehobothpropertiesgh.com. Rehoboth Properties, quality housing for all.
The luckiest
star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere.
8K. Hey, you get an 8K. Get a package when you have one lie. Hey, wait.
You go put it on his tab. This is my man. Good
luck. We'll wait here. We have star 712. I'm on dialing the magic numbers. Star 712. Now welcome to the luckiest. And now with me at home ticket. You can buy for yourself or your loved one.
Mommy, tell mommy who's here.
You're buying for me, right?
Although who else?
Oh.
Let me choose buy tickets for others.
Love you, boo boo.
Maybe straight to option 4. Now, you need to buy tickets worth 50 Ghana to qualify. Yes, you can buy random or preferred tickets. I'm choosing random ticket. That's it. Listen, if you buy the random ticket, the system chooses a random number for you. But if you buy the preferred, you get to input your own preferred 5 digits. 5. Baby, give me your 5 numbers. And how much are we buying?
Babe, look at the body and bio.
With your body,
Hey,
Dema, tread cautiously. Now follow the prompts and confirm. Now the luckiest.
The Luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. TNCs apply.
Blue Jeans Energy Drink.
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Still out with me on the show, the Honorable Nana Kwame and the Honorable Samuel Kujatu Ablakwa. With Betway, you're guaranteed to get more chances to play. Betway's Pick Your Prize lets you choose your preferred promotion to make the perfect sports bet every week, from payout boost to cashback. Plus, you also stand a chance to choose your own prize, from vouchers to electronics and the grand prize of an airline ticket. Visit betway.com.gh to find out more. Terms and conditions apply. It's regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet the responsible way. Betway, get way more. And Blue Jeans Energy Drink has been on the Ghanaian market for over 20 years. We already know what it does for the body. It contains vitamins and nutrients like vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, as well as taurine and guarana, which are known to boost your strength and energy as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans Energy Drink has been tested and tried. It's indeed the best. Blue Jeans Energy Drink is for bold and active men and women. So go and grab a cold can and power your day. It's in shops nationwide. You can reach Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 0208 128190 or 0550010000. All right. So, gentlemen, last week, we saw a screamer on the front page of the Daily Graphic and many other newspapers. And of course, many of the radio stations carried it. Cocoa Board breaks 32-year loan cycle. buys 2024-2025 season cocoa with own funds. And I'd want us to watch the CEO of Cocoa Board. So this was a story which came out on the 22nd of August, exactly a week ago, front page Daily Graphic, that whatever has happened from 1992, we're going to have a clear departure, and that departure will save this country $150 million US dollars. Let's listen to the Cocoa Board CEO.
Enrana yadisa senbatudra ni nyane se mfie duasan yinuni afibia no Ghana Cocoa Board ye Cocoa Bosia ya wa mansa idwaso ehweso wa bobosia mfie duasan yinu ne ombia ne se yehu tricks e wo nyina yehu ne hu se bosia ne Cocoa Board no hono no ne fa baabi no emwa ye papa rather no eboa o ma Yako bosia ni few omo ne say the cocoa kwama asenjwa so na yakotona o me the cocoa na koma o enam say yakobo bosia nti no no omo no akotua sika no ama be bia yakobo bosia sika so mkotua $100 ade ahwe hu ne say e bi season na enye mprempre mu no ena ba bia ekubisa bosia om disika ne breye e check akran zombia bia da pay no bi kwada pay me ensa e bi kwetumi di bosome anso om disika na mai ensko kwa ya to afie kwafo no nyina no ne yehyepo de kwa na ome ya ton kokko ndi ama no no mo nso akutua $1 no agu bank fo na agu kina akutua agu o ma kanso no sana chere ade na yenia no kokko no yenhyepo nkoma o ma to kokko no no mo ntua sika no ma dare se twense ye de sika no e kokko ne komo mo bia be da pay no bosome ansa no ma briska ne mom ye anase ye shipu kokoo no eko na omumu no wa no omu build sikawo abuchi ono number 2 no interest last year say nsi ho no na ye wo ha bia no ye nwotwe mu nwotwe 8% ansa na kakaka kan obi na chese kan ko be 10% afi yesia se kan se kwa ko bobosia 1.5 billion America dollar inchenzi hunkwa no yentwi akura kwebe be $130 million to $150 million in between seska we ebetuma ye maybe be organa intiem konko bossa bosie from obiom science wanchi between ni na sesia ababe ye emfasode ama Ghana Cocoa Board ana fi ni toso biem ne se se kokobo bosia no amanone a sika ne beba na obi ad nani ato se kokobo sika na ebo $1 na ebo obi a kopribi obi a otono nneema okwan ho kra okope $1 de agu on was no obi a kosesa cedi to $1 enti no esa sika ne ba eni nansa eba ya hwim na $1 nyina akọ na fe cedi no ahona asa eti ya musa no emwa omane sikasem no.
It is envisaged that the following expected inflows and signals would also help to improve the supply of forex and or exchange rate stability going forward. An expected $360 million disbursement, which we are expecting from the IMF after Ghana successfully concludes the upcoming third review of program implementation. An expected $300 million from the World Bank after the World Bank Development Policy Operation 2 is approved, and the successful completion of the external debt restructuring. I want to take this opportunity to clarify that as part of measures to improve the financial viability of Cocoa Board, government for the 2024-25 crop season will be sourcing funds through the syndication process and other alternative sources. On interest rates, since the beginning of 2024, interest rates have witnessed a decline, with the 91-day and 182-day Treasury bill rates standing at 24.79%.
All right. So you had the CEO of Cocoa Board confirming what they said at the presser, which is also carried on the front page of the newspapers. We showed you the Daily Graphic front page. Cocoa Board breaks 32-year loan cycle, buys 2024-2025 season cocoa with own funds. I mean, the own funds is even not true. But this is what they said, for those who don't speak Twi or understand Twi. So I'm quoting the Daily Graphic story. It says, we want to self-finance this year's cocoa purchases. Since 1992, Cocoa Board has always gone offshore to borrow from a consortium of banks. And 32 years is quite a good time for any human being to learn his or her lessons. And it says they've been contemplating winning themselves off the offshore syndication since last year, and now thought it was time to take that bold step. Listen carefully. Okay. Now it says the decision not to access the loan this year would save the board about 150 million, which it would have paid as interest on the loans in addition to expenses to be incurred to organize a road show. And it says this year we're planning to raise 1.5 billion. Looking at the interest rates last year, which was over 8%. Another cost, it means we can save about $150 million by just not going. So for the first time, we will not go. It says we have not done any road shows or gone to Parliament to seek approval. We were assessing the whole situation, and we have come to the conclusion that we have to take a bold measure. Okay, so this is what he said. However, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam, Finance Minister, has reassured stakeholders that the country will continue to utilize syndicated loans for cocoa financing in the upcoming 2024-2025 season, albeit with significant changes. He confirmed that while Cocoa Board initially sought up to $1.5 billion, and last week I showed you documents from Cocoa Board where they had actually gone out there looking for the money. Okay, so the finance minister now confirms that Cocoa Board initially sought up to $1.5 billion through syndication. The actual amount is expected to be around $600 million. This represents a significant reduction from previous year's syndicated loans, which often range from $1 billion to $1.2 billion. And the Minister for Food and Agriculture provided further context for this strategic shift. He explained that Ghana wants to increase its reliance on uncollateralized sales, potentially raising them from the traditional 10 to 30% of total sales to a more substantial portion. This move is driven by recent market trends that saw cocoa price surge from 2.8 per ton to 10,000 per ton. Said dramatic price increases, he said, have created a mismatch between committed sales prices and current market rates. So that's the Agric minister. But last week was this screamer of the paradigm shift. Now the finance minister has told us something. And the Cocoa Board CEO went ahead, told us about the savings. So he basically was doing, it was envisaging that there will be 10%. Last year was 8%. So we'll be borrowing at 10%, and that's what will work up to about $150 million or 1.5 billion. Now, little did we know that actually when we went out there, and I showed the evidence that indeed Cocoa Board was out there, contrary to what he was saying, and that the finance minister says that we expect what to get to be about 600 million, and so the rest, and they've told us that they are going to the processes for that money. Nana, why can't we just be told the truth about our country, our resources, our money?
In this matter, where lies the truth?
Okay, so I don't know. I've heard the Cocoa Board, they say that there's a break from 32-year cycle.
Yeah.
The finance minister, who is the one who...
Okay, now I understand you. So because there appears to be some inconsistency.
There is.
That's what you are saying. Yeah. So that's the context of your question.
Yes.
Okay. You know, this issue about...
And that the Greek minister also says that they will not go to banks, but they are going to the processes. It's a clear departure, and they give us some reasons and all that.
This issue about Cocoa Board always sourcing for loans to buy cocoa. There are many people who believe that after so long a time, we should be able to reduce the dependence on foreign loans to buy cocoa, and that we should be relying on our local finance industry And that also shows that we've come of age and that we are self-sufficient. So there's that sentiment. And so when you listen to the intention of the Cocoa Board CEO, that they are now...
He was announcing to us a decision.
Yeah. When you listen to the decision, initially you'll be cheered up that, oh, finally we are going to get this financing from our local sources instead of going abroad. Then you listen to the two ministers. The clear information is that it's not going to be possible at this period. The Minister for Finance talked about going out there and looking for the syndication. He even said that some 600 million.
That's what they expect.
Yes, that they expect. And then the Minister for Agriculture is talking about leveraging the buyers, the local buyers. I think he mentioned 2 or 3 companies, and leveraging their relationship to see if they can raise some money. So obviously, for this cocoa season, 2024-2025, there is going to be a combination of foreign borrowing and local borrowing, raising the money through local sources. And so the intention of the CEO of Cocoa Board clearly has been qualified by the statements made by his bosses, the ministers of finance.
Cocoa Board lied to us.
We haven't heard a clarification from the CEO. At the moment,
he says a decision has been taken
by Cocoa Board.
And you see, Nana, why I say so is that last week, when he said that, I actually showed a document from Cocoa Board. A document which showed that they were out there.
Oh, so you are saying
looking for money.
Okay, so what you are saying is he hasn't told the truth, because as he said we are going to rely locally, he's out there looking for money.
He's gone out there looking for the money, and the finance minister has confirmed that indeed 600 million is coming from syndication.
And the other minister...
This is the document.
Yeah.
That's it.
But I'm saying that...
March 12th.
Listen to me. What I'm saying is that let's give him some benefit of the doubt. And let us have him come and clarify that, Chief, you said we are going to do this thing locally. Your ministers are saying something different. What is the aim? So let's give him a small benefit of the doubt. Give him the chance to come back.
Nana, you heard him. Your tree is better than mine.
I heard him say what?
Didn't you hear what he said?
And I'm saying that what he says and what the ministers say require clarification to be consistent.
You got a whole daily graphic to go and do this.
This was, and the minister spoke yesterday, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. So
we're going to do the, we are breaking a 32-year cycle, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
You know, and Nana, even on the issue of people worried about raising the money for outside and we should do, look, let's not forget that this same Cocoa Board has raised cocoa bonds. They raised cocoa bonds that they were unable to pay. And all those who bought the bonds have had a haircut. And in fact, the Cocoa Board CEO himself confirms that the interest rate of 30% by the renegotiation, they have dropped it to 12.5%, which has saved them some money. And they've turned around and declared a profit on the basis of they pickpocketing those of us who bought the cocoa bonds.
Yeah. Okay, so what you are saying is that even raising the local syndication will be difficult in light of...
So if they say that they won't go to the banks, it is not because it's any strategy. A bank that has bought cocoa bonds use their customers' monies to buy cocoa bonds, and you have given them this haircut and reduce the interest from 30 to 12.5. How do you go back to them after 4 months to tell them that, come and give me money?
So clearly there'll be a difficulty. And beyond even the context of the cocoa bonds and not paying them the right interest and all of that, you are getting an average of 2 billion from the foreign syndication.
Now we can't again.
Now, but you see, even under normal
because of our yields.
even under normal circumstances, to be able to turn around a 2 billion foreign borrowing into local borrowing. And 2 billion is not, it's not the kind of money that you trifle with. It's a lot of money.
In today's terms, you are talking of in excess of 32 billion cedis.
So even in 1 year, turning around a 2 billion foreign inflow into a local inflow, everything being equal, it's going to be difficult. And then you have this situation where people have been disappointed because of the haircut they have with the cocoa bonds and so on. So it's going to be very difficult. And even if that's the intention, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. You're going to cut it. If it's 2 billion a year, you're going to cut it by maybe 100 million, 200 million, and then you go and try and build up the local capacity to be able to finance. But my conclusion is that there appears to be some clarification needed. So I would urge the cocoa.
Shouldn't we go with the finance minister who was flanked by the agric minister, who is the supervising minister for Cocoa Board?
Ordinarily, we should go by them. But let's have the man also come and clarify.
To come and explain the line.
Come and clarify.
Okay.
The inconsistency.
Okay.
So we can.
Sammy?
What a government. And they say that even when you see this glaring lack of sincerity, lack of forthrightness, you shouldn't say it. You should pamper them. We should use different words. So how do we call this?
No, I guess what the point Nana is making is that he should come and tell us why he has gone out there, he's going to get about 600 million, yet he told us that we're going to have a clear departure from what we've been doing the last 32 years.
Look, the minority leader, Honorable Dr. Tuforsen, put out a statement right after this publication on the 21st of this month. And he stated clearly that Cocoa Board put out there a request for proposal.
Yes.
They went to the international market.
Yes, and we showed.
They were looking for $1.5 billion. Because of the mismanagement of Cocoa Board, because of the bankrupt state of this economy, nobody was interested in that request for proposal. The banks were not interested.
Told they raised 600 million.
They couldn't meet their target.
Yeah, but there have been some response.
And this is the first time, as for Ghana cocoa, premium cocoa, the whole world, our cocoa is best choice, most celebrated, most preferred. The whole world is always oversubscribed. Look at our history, our 32-year history. Always oversubscribed. The sector has been so mismanaged that confidence has totally been eroded. Let's be truthful to the Ghanaian people. Look, Doc, when this government came to power, the 2016-2017 crop year, Cocoa Board under President Mahama, Cocoa Board had 969,000 metric tons of production for the 2016-2017 crop year. Now, they are struggling to even get to...
They raised it to 1.1.
Yes.
Yes.
But now, they are struggling to even get 400,000. And you see, what we are not even discussing in this matter is the loans that have been accumulated. Cocoa Board used to be so profitable. In 2017, Cocoa Board made losses of 395 million. In 2018, 78.2 million losses. In 2019, 320.6 million losses. In 2020, 426 million losses. In 2021, a loss of 2.4 billion. In 2022, a loss of 3.2 billion.
That has changed because of the haircut.
In 2023, 4.2 billion. So cumulatively, they've been making losses of 11 billion cedis. That is the cocoa sector now. And now, for policy credibility, policy consistency, what should our international partners take? What should the Ghanaian people take? Is it we are breaking the 32-year cycle? And you listen to him, that every year it will be a chain, cocoa boss, Sikano, no change cocoa syndication. Sikano bedrua, Sikana bo, na 3 days, Sikani nyanasa. So we are no longer going to that. Now here we are. The finance minister is totally dispelling that, contradicting the CEO of COCOBOD. I mean, what kind of mess is this? If you look at the Bloomberg report that was published last night, Bloomberg is reporting that Ghana's finance minister states, quote, COCOBOD is not abandoning the cocoa syndication. Negotiations are ongoing, but it will not bring in more than $600 million out of an initial target of $1.5 billion.
This is Bloomberg.
This is Bloomberg.
Yes.
Quoting our finance minister. That negotiations are still ongoing. So what is this front page, daily graphic,
that is why
COCOBOD CEO, Asasi Radio exclusive?
They say that is why we have not gone to Parliament.
Yes.
We are not doing a road show.
They are not doing a road show. I mean,
how can you lie like that?
Why?
I've said that before you accuse him of lying. Let's wait for his response.
Oh. So it's either if he's not lying, then the finance minister is lying.
There's some contradiction. I agree. But let's wait for his response. Maybe he has a response later in the day. So let's wait small. Let's be patient.
Nana?
Yeah.
We've seen...
I know what you've seen.
We've seen a document from COCOBOD.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Out there. Looking for the money.
Request for proposal, 1.5 billion.
Randy, let me tell you something.
So he didn't take it there. The CEO didn't know that.
Randy, you say something to me, and then I get somebody else also with knowledge of the matter saying something different to me, I will say, oh, Randy, but what you said, it's been contradicted by this other person. What is it? Before I can conclude. That's what I'm saying.
Nana, you see,
it's not difficult.
Nana, you see, you have expertise.
Isn't that what you do?
No. You have expertise.
In what?
In
negotiation.
No. Even negotiations, yes. You have a minister, you have CEO and all that. Look, everybody knows the state of Ghana's economy.
Yeah.
Every person who's watchful knows the state of COCOBOD's finances.
Yes.
So if you've gone for syndication and you're unable to raise the money, it won't be a big deal.
Exactly.
It's like saying that Ghana is going to look for a loan and we are struggling.
Yeah.
You have declared default.
Yeah.
You are doing a DDEP.
Yes.
You have issued cocoa bonds, which you are unable to pay.
Yeah.
You have given people haircuts.
Yeah, the sovereign credit rating
and reduced their whatever. You are junk status.
Have downgraded you to
so
junk
what
status.
will be the big deal about going to look for money and not getting it?
Yes.
For which reason you think that, you think that, if we spin it this way and say that, because we are going for plan B, so let's spin it this way that we are breaking the cycle, 32 years something. We won't do it, make it look like we are doing something novel. We are thinking the sideways of the box or under the box or something.
I agree with all that you are saying. I agree. Have I not? What I'm saying is
that everybody is
we are zombies.
Nobody has this. What I'm saying to you, very, very simply, is that clearly there appears to be a contradiction.
There is.
Yes. Okay. So there is a contradiction. Let's give the person a chance to come and explain why he told us one thing 2-3 days ago, and his ministers are telling us a different thing. Then we can conclude.
Look, Nana, should this even have arisen? Should we have? Should look at cocoa is a mainstay of this economy. It's a very vital, crucial sector.
Now
should this happen?
The deficit
what happened?
Where people are speaking at cross purposes.
But that's not speaking at cross purposes.
The CEO, the Minister for Finance.
As for
contradicting themselves.
As for speaking at cross purposes.
This is even
it happens all the time.
But this is a significant issue.
It's so significant.
So as for speaking at cross purposes.
And I'll tell you something, it didn't start today. Look,
the implication
when I hear people speaking about swollen shoot, there are some hectares of farmlands and whatever. And we say that it is Cocoa Board itself that is engaged in that. Yeah. They are treating trees, people give those excuses as the reason why yields falling and all that. Okay. The same Cocoa Board that is engaged in those interventions is the same Cocoa Board that set the target of 900,000 tons last year.
Yeah. Knowing that it's going to cut down trees.
They knew. They had started with, we were told that there is a program they started 3 years ago or something. They knew. Yet they set a target of 900,000. And we are told that we'll be doing 400,000 or 450,000. Now,
because of the new planting.
That's the excuse they are giving. That's why I said I won't buy it. Because the person who gave the target was the same person who engaged in the interventions and knew when, if I do this, when it will harm. So I won't buy that. So they do that. Now the market knows that you said 900,000. You're only doing 450. If in a subsequent year you tell them that you're doing 800,000,
they won't believe you.
How are they going to believe you?
Yeah. So what you're asking is that there should be more forthright.
I am saying that there is a credibility crisis
at Cocoa Board.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's only been confirmed by what has happened now.
I would
Why can't we just be truthful? We all know
So let's urge the Cocoa Board to come with a clarification later today, so that we can be clear in our minds what the situation is. But Sammy, the business about they went there, nobody responded, cannot be true. Because you heard that they've raised 600 million. So it's not that nobody responded. There has been some response.
They didn't meet their target.
And they didn't meet their target.
You knew that you are raising 600 million. You were even telling us that you are not going there at all. You will save 10% by 1.5 billion. You will be saved 150.
Exactly.
What is this?
And that this year you are not going there. You didn't do road show. You haven't gone to Parliament.
Now I have a question for Sam.
Who do you think you are addressing?
I have a question for Sam. Sami Okujetu.
Yeah.
What this business about beating the NPP over the timing of our press? What is it about?
Which timing of?
Sami said something like that.
No, I mean the NDC.
They've done what?
President Mahama himself is beating us up.
I heard him.
And then other people are beating up. Are you not going to determine when another political party should hold their events?
Nobody has said we will
determine. But that's what you are doing.
But when we see what they...
That's what you are doing. Because you had an event
strategy was
yesterday, we can hold an event today.
And
you are beating us over this.
Well, Ghanaians are saying it didn't work. The strategy didn't work because you hardly put it together.
But fine. But you shouldn't be beating us over the time.
They say it was one of Nane's as acting chairman.
Right. No, one of his. But my position is gone. So acting chairman.
Now you have come back.
Well, the NPP can only thank Damboche for it. If Damboche was around, this strategy would not have been done.
So it's under my watch.
Yeah.
But Nane's com strategy flops.
I'm saying, why is a major political party worried about the timing of another party's event? I can understand if you are holding an event at Bubuashi, and then NPP is come to hold an event at Bubuashi. You could say, oh, there could be clash of supporters and so on. But you hold your event on Saturday. NPP is holding an event on Sunday. And you say, why should we hold an event on Sunday? A day after your matter. And if it was some of your people talking about, I just have bought it. But President Mahama himself. And berating us.
Because we go
I understand the person is I don't know him. I understand he's your deputy general secretary. He was berating us on radio. And he was saying that we are not even letting the journalists rest. And that Sunday is a family time and people should rest and get ready for Monday and all of that. And on that Sunday, we drag journalists to come and cover an event in the evening. And then they asked him that, but John Mahama too had his press conference on a Sunday. Then he said, oh, but he is not president.
Really? I haven't seen that. Doc,
the chance is supposed to be your deputy general secretary.
Doc, on this matter of lack of forthrightness, lack of, sincerity and consistency with this government. Doc, let me disclose to you, and I know that this will be of keen interest to you. The state capture debate. It was on this show that we broke the story about the judicial service going to court to protect their bungalows. Doc, you remember? Then the lands minister issued a statement days after and said that, oh, Ghanaians, ignore Okudzeto Ablakwa and these NDC people, it's all propaganda. And that all those bungalows were sold under President Mahama.
Yes.
You know, their strategy is always, oh, let's seek equalization. Let's robe in President Mahama. And then the matter dies. It becomes political football and we move on. So I've been digging deeper, only to discover, Doc, that the court filings by the judges, the Judicial Service of Ghana, of 27 February 2024, the 13 bungalows that they have listed, and we've gone through that list here. The first one on their list, the first one, number 7, 5th Circular Road, Cantonments, last occupied by Justice F.G. Kobie. Guess what I have discovered?
What have you discovered?
This building, number 7, 5th Circular Road, that's where Asasi Radio is.
Eh?
Yeah, I was shocked.
Oh no, that can't be true.
Oh!
No.
That is it.
No.
Asasi Radio, the
it's
same
not true,
building.
it's not true.
That is it.
It's not
It's
true.
a fact. I have all the documents here.
So which of you is speaking the truth?
I say it can't be true.
Yeah, so one of you is lying.
So
no, I haven't made a statement.
Yeah.
I'm
Because
just
he's shocked. He's shocked. No, take your
I
time.
haven't made a statement.
Chief,
take your time.
Samuel Okudzeto is making a categorical
so let
statement.
me
You are saying
provide
that
my
it is not
evidence.
true.
I'm expressing shock.
So let me provide my
I said
evidence.
it can't be true.
Yeah,
So
So you are expressing shock, not challenging
I
what
don't
he
have
said.
any documents.
Yeah.
But
So
I'm
you are not
expressing
challenging
shock.
him.
No, I'm expressing shock.
Look, I've intercepted all the documents on this matter. So,
Just hold on. Is it possible? Just hold on.
Yeah.
Because you have the document.
Yeah.
Is it possible that after your government sold it to the private people, they then sold a part to
somebody else?
I've done all of that homework. So you just
Which
listen,
area? are we
just
talking
listen
about?
to me.
Which area?
Cantonments.
Where Asasi Radio is?
Yes, the number 7, 5th
You say it
Circular
was for
Road.
judges' bungalows.
It is the number 1
on the list.
On the list, bungalow that the judicial service wants.
Justice Kobie was the last occupant.
Was the last occupant.
Of
They
that
say they
place.
want it back. Yes.
And who sold it?
I'll come to that. But let's confirm that that is where Asasi Radio is. I hold in my hands the incorporation documents of Asasi Broadcasting Company Limited. The address, official address, house number 7, 5th Circular Road.
That's the same address.
Same address. I also decided to do a GPS visit. Sat in my car, keyed in number 7, 5th Circular Road. It took me straight to Asasi Radio. If you go on the Asasi Radio website, they themselves, describing themselves, they say this is where we are. Number
So
7,
who sold
that's our address. Good. So confirmed that it is where Asasi Radio is.
Yeah, but they could have bought it from a private
Now let's
person.
look at the history.
Yes.
So I've intercepted all the land documents, the deeds and all of that on the history of the property. Contrary to the claim by the lands minister that let's blame President Mahama. Interestingly, that property, it appears that unknown to the Judicial Service of Ghana, was quietly sold on the 18th of July, 2006.
2006.
2006.
18 July 2006.
18 July 2006. These are documents from the Lands Commission. It was sold to Mr. Fosuaba Akwesi Banahene, who was then, I think, Chief of Staff to the Asante Hene. Fosuaba Akwesi Banahene.
2006.
2006. Then the current sale to Asasi Radio, and interesting, Asasi Radio did something very, clever. They got a company called Lily Homes.
What?
Lily Homes Limited to go buy it. The sole shareholder of Lily Homes, let me just say, is a director, one of the 8 directors of Asasi Radio. I don't want to put out the name, but it's one of the 8 directors. When we are pushed, we'll put out the names. So, Lily Homes purchased it on the 4th of March 2020 from Fosuaba Banahene.
Okay, so they purchased from a private person.
From a private person, yes. Okay. But
2020.
2020.
Help me with something. From 2006.
Yeah.
When Fosuaba purchased this, did he take possession?
Great question. So he appears to have used it for a collateral with Prudential Bank, which was discharged on the 20th of January 2020, after which he sold to Lily Homes.
So, no, he used it for a collateral which date?
From 16th May 2011.
Okay.
16th May 2011.
Now help me with something. The document you read, the number 1 on the list.
Yes.
Which document is that?
These are court documents filed by the Judicial Service of Ghana.
So the Judicial Service,
they are demanding
the Judicial Service in 2024.
Back. Yes.
Was demanding this,
February 2024.
Was demanding this property.
Yes.
Which was sold in 2006.
2006. Yes. Very interesting. So there's going to be a showdown. How the how the Chief Justice is going to, and it came up.
But are you suggesting that when the Lands Commission, they will provide the information to the minister?
Yes.
When we're providing the information to the minister on this lands, which they say were sold by the NDC.
Yeah, by President Mahama.
Didn't they inform the minister that this land, this particular one, was sold in 2006?
So the lack of sincerity, the lack of forthrightness. Let's go and mention President Mahama, and then everybody.
So for the records, Asasi bought the land from a private person.
From a private
who
person.
had acquired the land in 2006.
2006 from the government.
So you are speaking the truth.
So it is clear. Yes. It is clear that particularly number 7 Fifth Circular was not sold by President Mahama. Let's establish that.
Okay.
I have established that. The lands minister was not truthful to the Ghanaian people when he said that let's blame President Mahama and Neo Samuels. It was sold by government 2006. Now, number 7 Fifth Circular Road is also confirmed that that is where Asasi Radio is. Now we are hearing that the government has moved in, Minister for Lands, Minister for Works and Housing, meeting with the Chief Justice. They want to sign a resolution to see what can be done for them so that they can be compensated probably elsewhere, you know. So we are waiting for that. I'm following that process keenly. But I just want the Ghanaian people to know this morning that they claim that, all these 13 bungalows sold by President Mahama. I'm still digging into the others, and I would be updating the country as time goes. But clearly, you cannot say that number 7 Fifth Circular Road was sold by President Mahama. That's what I want to establish.
Randy.
Yes, sir.
So you expressed the shock.
Yes.
That because obviously the impression that comes out of Sami's submission is that Asasi Radio, which is one of the key, I don't know if he's the owner, but one of the key actors in that radio station, is a very politically exposed person. So the shock is that such a politically exposed person acquiring that property, obviously there is something immoral about it, political connections and so on. And you express shock. And obviously, your shock has been sustained. Clearly, Asasi Radio did not buy this from the state. So the political connection and using it to acquire state property is gone. It's not there. He bought it from a private individual. You mentioned a private individual. I mean, I don't know him. I mean, I've been a politician for literally, you know, all my adult life.
You don't frequent palaces.
But I don't know this man. But obviously he's a private citizen. So the impression that some political connection has been used to acquire state property, it cannot be sustained. Now, on the road, who are the people who bought the other? You said there are 7 bungalows.
Yeah, there are 13.
All of them were sold in 2006?
There are 13.
Were all of them sold in 2006?
The records I have seen so far, there are no sales. It's still in the name of government.
So it's a lease?
No, it's not even been leased. It's still in the name of government. So I'm still
tracking.
Because I'm still tracking because there's no confirmation of this claim that's sold by President Mahama. Apart from number 7 Fifth Circular Road, the rest still remain state lands in the name of the government of Ghana, at least from what I've seen. So now, it is also important to emphasize, and you see, these are private members' motion. One of the memos we have received is from the respected lawyer, Justice Shrimsai. He is proposing an amendment to our private members' bill where when the government sells the land, it cannot be sold. He wants us to state that it should not be resold for 30 years. Because he says that he has seen a pattern where sometimes politically exposed persons or politicians ask another person to go buy.
But you showed us that
a
few weeks ago, land allocated and within 2 weeks.
Within 2 weeks to a Matra company. Within 2 weeks is sold to Unique, sold to B5+. So there's a strong proposal now by sections of the public that look, let us, because some of the politicians who think they are very clever, send others who say, oh, that person is not really politically exposed. Then in a few months, they go and buy it. So let's have, he's proposing 30 years.
Okay.
Where it cannot be resold.
Let me have
But here, why I thought that this point should be made forcefully is that the claim that let's blame President Mahama. He is the one who has denied.
Hold on. What's the name again? The name of
number 7.
No. The name. The name of the person who.
Fosuaba Akwesi Banahene.
Was that not the Get Fund administrator when you were in office?
Is that the same person?
Was that not the Get Fund administrator?
There was somebody with a similar name.
Because the Get Fund administrator was Fosuaba Banahene. Unless maybe somebody has the same name.
Wow, interesting.
But Randy,
unless somebody has the same name.
Yeah, maybe.
Beyond the political football, Mahama sold it, Akufo-Addo sold it, Kufuor sold it. Beyond that point, because these land sales to individuals, I'm saying that it's been sanctioned by the Accra Redevelopment Plan. So, in Rawlins's time, under the Accra Redevelopment Plan, people bought state lands. In Kufuor's time, under the same Accra Redevelopment Plan, which was came into policy in 1999, and Kufuor's time, people bought state lands. In Mahama's time, people bought state lands. So, the political football, I don't see where it ends. Every president who's come from 1999, because of that policy, they've sold state lands. The sentiment now is that we need to control it. If you are going to control it, the last time Samir Kujetu was suggesting that politicians should not be allowed. I don't see how that's going to work. Because people will come under different guises. People will come under different guises. We are in this country where senior politicians sold and bought land and registered in the name of their 8-year-old children and so on. So that would not work. What I would like you, Samir Kujetu, to find out is that, number one, are the prices that these lands sold, are they the true values?
Brilliant.
That's one.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Brilliant.
That's one. And then, so the pricing will be part of a fair process.
Sure.
And then also find a way of making the process fair and not being manipulable by politicians. Otherwise, if we want to protect what is left, let's ban completely. If you ban politicians, and you are still selling the land, other people will move in and buy them. So if the intention is that let's now protect what is left, and that this policy that came in 1999 has been led to abuses, the process is not transparent, there are sweetheart deals, the pricing and all of that. Let's find ways of correcting it. Or let's just stop it, put a moratorium on it, let Parliament pass a bill. If you leave any loophole, if you say politicians shouldn't buy, but this class of people should buy, they will go and buy, and it's the same loss. So think through it carefully. This you can't sell for 30 years. You still, it means you can buy, but you can't sell. So people will still buy them. So make it tight. But let's immediately let's find out that the prices that have been paid. I got this information, and I was asked if I was interested. Way back, as part of the Accra Development Plan.
When you were minister?
Yes. When I asked about the price, and I was told the price, I said no. The real price I couldn't afford. The price that was being offered, I thought it was immoral. You know. So find a way of making it tight.
Yeah.
If the thing is $5 million, this price is one way of controlling and getting value for money. If the government picks up $5 million, it could go and build plenty housing for either somewhere else. But if they are being sold way undervalued, and then the person then turns around to sell them at true value, that clearly is an abuse. And if we want to prevent those abuses, those are the things that we should be looking at in the new law. I would say that let's pass a law that will put a moratorium on this sales.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
For the next, I mean, let's ban it.
It makes sense.
But now you have a situation where you can only lease land and so on and so forth. Let's have some arrangement. Don't leave a loophole.
Yeah.
If you leave a loophole, say you can buy, you can't sell, it will be exploited. If you leave a loophole, say that only politicians, other people will buy.
Doc,
yes.
Nana has raised a very, very fundamental issue. Look, I have been looking into the prices, how much these lands have been sold. Will you believe that land at cantonments, the AU village land, do you know how much they sold it to the politicians?
10,000 cedis.
183,752 cedis per plot.
When?
2022, 2021, 2023. Yes, 183,000.
There is land at AU village.
Oh, yes. Oh, you didn't know that. Let me give you the list.
AU village.
Are you in this country? I thought you were Gamanche.
I thought that the AU village lands were.
Let me give you the
list. Is that sold for how much?
Kate Jemfua, the MPP women's organizer, she bought hers from the president 31st August 2022. Ibrahim Mohammed Awar, then Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, he bought his 30th November 2020. Dr. Enes Yedu Adese.
2020 COVID.
Yes. Oh, 2020 they were busy.
COVID.
Yes. Dr. Enes Yedu Adese, the governor of the Bank of Ghana, he also went for his share from the president 31st August 2022.
Land for you.
LC Ado Awaji, deputy governor, 27th August 2020.
During COVID?
Yes. Masolopoku Afari, the other deputy governor, bought his from the president 31st August 2022. Joseph Boahin Edu, the CEO man of Cocoa Board we were discussing not too long ago, he picked up his 30th October 2020 during COVID. Yeah, they were very busy. Dr. Janet Ampedu Fofie, the chairperson of the Presidential Emoluments Committee, she purchased hers from the president 29 June 2022. Kwabena Mante Jekte Nyako, the president's appointee on the board of Ghana Airport Company Limited, 22nd October 2022. His Excellency Ansem Rasford Ajete Sowa, Ghana's High Commissioner to Canada, purchased his from the president 14th October 2020. Anna Asari Odro, former MPP Women's Organizer, Holland Chapter, she arrived quickly for hers on 25th February 2021. 15 December 2023, Ken Oforiatta's Enterprise Insurance. You know, Ken will not miss out, you know, on the opportunity. Yeah, you know, he won't miss out. Yeah, he said, look, all of you are having this, let me also, you know, participate. 15 December 2023. Then Georgina Wood, 15 October 2020. Mr. Kwesi Etua, the president's appointed board chair at SIC, 14th October 2020. And I have the deeds here. They paid $183,000. Cedis.
$180,000.
Cedis per plot. Meanwhile, I spoke to the real estate people.
No, hold on.
Let him finish.
No, hold on. 100 and what?
Please go. You can go through that. 183. Oh,
so dollars or cedis?
In consideration of the sum of 183,752 cedis paid by the sublessee to the sublessor as premium.
Okay.
So and it's for 99 years.
Okay, so you
meanwhile, I have been told that it's now the market rate now is from $700,000 to about $1.5 million.
So but this is less than $10,000.
Yes.
So Sammy Okudzeto, you see.
So you see what is going on when we talk
about.
Yes, enterprise. Yeah.
Okay, Sammy Okudzeto, let me
Enterprise, 15 December 2023.
And they all bought it at the flat
State capture. Okay. The state capture we talk about. This is it.
Samuel Okudzeto, let me tell you something.
So Gamanche, you say you didn't know that.
Oh, can I?
I didn't know.
But why? Can you know
Gamanche.
Can you know everything?
No. Nana, we have to strip him off his title.
Nana knew and didn't tell me.
But Nana, did they call you?
You see my name? No, but Samuel Okudzeto, more seriously, listen.
Yeah. So the price
I am sure if you looked at all the lands that have been sold since 1999,
ridiculous prices,
you would find out that the prices have been ridiculous.
Yes.
The land sold in Rawlings' time.
Yes.
The land sold in Kufuor's time.
Yes.
The land sold in John Mahama's time.
Yes.
The land sold in Akufo-Addo's time.
Yes.
So in your bill, immediately, one of the things you should be looking at is a review of the prices since 1999 as against the true value. And let's put in something that would ensure that the real value is retrieved, to be fair. So that's a clue as to how this your bill can be taxed.
See the minister who was paying the 183,000, and then you know who was the board chair at the time, Stephen Ayesu.
If you show
the MPP chairman.
Listen, the reason why I don't want.
But the minister said that all lands were intact.
Oh yes, safe and secure. Those are his words. Intact, safe and
Samuel
secure.
Okudzeto, if you I don't want you to give this thing to Randy Abbott.
Oh, why?
You go and buy the rest.
Oh, you think they are finished? No, you think they've left some for him?
No.
They are finished.
Don't show it.
Yeah.
Let me keep it.
183,000.
Hey!
See this.
But like I'm saying to you, obviously there's a valuation criteria for all of this.
Ambrahia, how much do they sell at Ambrahia?
Right. Even Northtown, you are close.
Yes.
Northtown.
But Randy, you agree that obviously the valuation that they use is not. So your bill should take account of that. I'm going to look for.
I'm glad they
to buy for Samuel Okudzeto.
I'm told. I'm told that I'm told the only positive thing out of Bawumia's press conference is that he pledged to sign this bill.
Which one?
Which bill?
This one. That he supports it.
But make it tight.
That he declares support.
So in fact, this bill, what is the bill going to protect?
Well, if there's anything.
As the horse
That's still something.
Well, it's yet another Friday, and it's unfortunate that we'll have to end this show on a very depressing note.
Yeah.
Can your bill see the light of day before the end of this?
Oh, we are working hard. We are pushing.
Okay.
Pushing.
Hasn't it delayed?
No, because we are on recess. So.
Vice Chairman, thanks for coming.
There's no timeline.
My regards to Chairman.
Chairman is here. You are giving.
Chairman.
I'm a small chairman.
Chairman, you have my highest assurance.
We have chairman.
Yes.
I
oppose. We'll talk through. Up next, GMT Trends.
She's coming. She's coming!
Oh, it's in.
Where now is it now?
Boss, let's go back.
Here, take this.
She's coming.
I know. Go to the pharmacy now.
She's coming! Oh.
and pay easy with Momo app. Download now and pay with the QR code, merchant ID, and so much more.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere.
8K. Hey, you get an 8K. Get that packing so you have to come out. One lie. Hey, wait.
You go put it on his tab. This is my man.
Good luck. Hey, so we deal with you. Star 712. It's much more phone. I'm on dialing the magic numbers. Star 712. Now welcome to the luckiest. And I'm with me at home ticket. You can buy for yourself or your loved one. Mommy, tell mommy who's here.
You're buying for me, right?
Or who else?
Let's
choose buy tickets for others.
Love you, boo boo.
No, maybe straight to option 4. Now we try. You need to buy tickets worth 50 Ghana to qualify. Yes, you can buy random or preferred tickets. I'm choosing random tickets. Listen, if you buy the random ticket, the system chooses a random number for you. But if you buy the preferred, you get to input your own preferred 5 digits. 5. Baby, give me your 5 numbers. And how much are we buying?
Babe, look at the body and buy you.
With your body,
Hey,
never. Tread cautiously. Now follow the prompts and confirm. Now the luckiest.
The luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. TNCs apply.
Using Coa Mixture, Coa Plus Mixture, and Coa MT Mixture, brought to you by Coa Research and Manufacturing Limited Company, proudly made in Ghana. Formulated to support your general well-being. For those seeking immune system support, there is Coa Plus Mixture. Support your body's defenses and stay strong. When it comes to combating malaria, Coa MT Mixture will aid your treatments. For effective relief from malaria symptoms, try Coa MT Mixture. Coa Mixture, Coa Plus Mixture, and Coa MT Mixture are not recommended for pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children under 12 years. Always take a malaria test before using Coa MT Mixture. Choose Coa Mixture, Coa Plus Mixture, and Coa MT Mixture for your health needs. Available now at pharmacies nationwide. For bulk purchases, contact 0244 726611 or 0591 565 778. This advert is
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Time to check out what is trending on social media with Desi, the star boy. Mr. Kriku Danso.
Doc, good morning.
Your design is serious.
Oh, thank you, sir.
The missus ordered it for you.
Doc, yours too debut. I like the color. The color
is an old one.
This one too is an old one.
Okay. Yeah. So Oldies Friday.
Oldies Friday. Anyway, Doc, John Dumelo is trending. He's in the news. Charlie, the thing we talk is apologize though, but be like, yeah. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Black Stars as the team for the next 2 games were reviewed. Quite a bit of reactions from there, and then some very, very sweet moments from a small boy who is watching GMG will tell you about that. But let's begin with John Dumelo because he made some statement that it wasn't in a good taste about his opponent, and he issued an apology that I apologize and unreservedly retract my previous comment. I extend my sincere and unconditional apologies to Honorable Lydia Al-Hassan for my remarks during the media general public engagement. And so yeah, I cannot re-echo what he said, but he's apologized. But let's take a look at some of the reactions on X with respect to that. You see that coming through in a bit as Charlie John Dumelo and Ladies and gentlemen, this is probably going to be how John Dumelo lost the election. Okay, this one says, let John Dumelo be a lesson to you. Don't lash out at anyone because of your feelings, but if you still want to do so, ask someone if it sounds appropriate or just derogatory. Ellen, I'm right in that. This one also says, if John Dumelo doesn't win at the constituency, I will be pained. I have seen this man work 8 years non-stop. That's from Kwame Ifa writes in that. And so I said, John Dumelo, you should really pay me. So those are some of the reactions to that. Well, from yesterday to today, it's been about the Black Stars. Coach Otuado named his squad for the next 2 games, and pretty young, exciting squad. I like it. For me, I like it. I like the squad, and so we'll see how it goes down against Angola at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. And we'll take a look at some of things Ghanaians have been saying on X, saying that decent call-up. Otuado is sticking to his words. Okay, Eben is all right in that there. And moving on, this one coming in. Okay, so it's all been about the Black Stars. Doc, nice young team. I like the squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Work in progress.
Yeah.
We need to support the team. Absolutely.
Yeah. But Doc, pitch no. I'm the why you. I'm the why you kaka. So you see the Baba Yara pitch.
Well, there's one thing with the optics and the other with
the actual. Yeah.
I'm sure that we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes, next week. Anyway, so that's also being talked about. But this one, we got a picture from one of our viewers, and look, take a look at this picture of this kid who couldn't take his eyes off you as you were engaging the dog. See that?
Whoa. Whoa.
So that's an inbox.
I need to frame this.
Yeah, that's an inbox.
And I need to find out who the kid is.
So we got the message from Siobani. I guess I pronounced it right. And,
I need to meet this kid.
Yeah.
I need to meet this kid.
And she added that keep up the good work, even the little ones are watching.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's
I really need to frame this picture.
Yeah, that's a beautiful picture from one of our viewers.
And frame it for me, and let me meet this kid.
Yeah. Okay. So Siobani, as you send the message on our Instagram platform, on our inbox there, just give us more details, and of course we'll be excited to meet you. Yeah. So that's a very nice one. But anyway, Doc, weekend
yes.
Afasha starts.
My motherland.
Yeah, so from Sunday, the 1st of September to next week. You
know what? I really wanted to be there. I was there last year.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
I really wanted to be there. But guess what? The Black Stars are playing.
Oh.
In Kumasi on Thursday.
Okay.
Then we'll play Niger away on Monday.
Oh.
And so the weekend is
already.
To the question.
The weekend is already packed. If I'm able to go, I'll go and enjoy on your behalf. Then I'll send the videos.
Because I wanted to be there. I wanted to go see my mother's Asafu company. You know,
doing the regatta and all that.
But I had wanted to wear my kente for the Deba.
Oh, nice.
It was Osabari Mess 25th as well.
Yeah, this is 25th, yes. And for their fashion in particular, 60 years. So it's going to be a very big one.
Mrs. Charlotte has done a great job.
Yeah, I must say.
And even trying to get all of us, to be a bit more interested, not in just the fun part.
Yeah.
But trying to look at the bigger picture of what to do with Oguaman and all that. She's doing a great job.
She's really done.
Trying to get all of us on board and all that.
Yeah. So let me see if I could just go through quickly some of the. Okay. So there's going to be the Homecoming Carnival. That is on Sunday. And there's going to be a choral contest on the 2nd. I made several others. Drama at the Cape Coast Castle. And on the 3rd, there's going to be the canoe riding women and men, the Baka. And then on the 4th is the Youth Day and Tourism Day. And on the 5th of September, Sabema will sit in state. And of course, the 2-4 will be there also.
Yes.
Yeah. And this one, I've been told maybe the government may also be there. And on the 6th of September will be the Oman Purification Rides, the Street Carnival, the Orange Friday. Yeah, will also happen. And then there's going to be the Highlight Festival.
You guys are not going this year?
I may pass.
No, I mean, when I say you guys,
the whole team.
Talking about Ignite.
Last
year you were there.
Yeah, last year we were there. It was really exciting last year. This year, being the 60th, we will be there. I'll be there with some of the members of the team, and we'll enjoy.
So enjoy. Like Ignite Entertainment covering the events?
Definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We'll bring people all the things from the way. Yeah.
So as a weekend, pardon me for the depressing part of the last bit of our conversation on Good Morning Ghana, but the state of our country. How for do? Anyway. So as a weekend, in everything you do, exercise moderation, and God willing, we'll see you next week. Enjoy.